Oh wait, you're so fucking well demeanored and calm.
What other way should we be?
I don't know. Yeah. Like I said, you were the Bring in the next grappler. Come on, hurry up so I get my check. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, it was a good weekend for me for sure.
All right, 3, 2, 1. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the MIGHTYcast, and I am joined by the $1 Million Grappler, Nicky Rod. How's it going, brother?
I'm doing well. It's nice to officially meet you, Mr. Johnson.
Yes. We got to train today, but prior to us training, I told you this story multiple times, but I haven't told the fans. The very first time I got introduced to see your style of grappling was at CJI 1. But I've heard about you multiple. Everybody's like, in jiu-jitsu, it's always about steroids, non-steroid people. And you were very open about like, nah, I don't take steroids. I'm the fucking natty king, right? I see you come out and you perform at CJI 1. How did you make it look so easy?
Well, I mean, the regular answer, years of practice and, all that good stuff. But I don't know how to make it look easy.
You made it look easy.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, this, it wasn't easy, but it made, to the viewers, I guess it seemed that way. I don't know. It's just kind of, I guess it's like, it's probably how you fight. Like, I don't really.
No, because grappling is different. You were able to pass everybody's guard, expose their back, take their back, and you submitted everybody with the rear naked choke every single time. Like, even when you got to the finals, I was like, okay, he's not going to be able to, take this guy down, pass his guard with ease, and get the back and choke him out. And you fucking did that. I was like, how is he able to use this style of pressure grappling and beat everybody? And I was like, he made it look easy.
I feel like I compete quite often, and it comes to a benefit because I know how to compete well. And then I found myself in the sense that for a while I got away from like exposing backs and rear naked chokes because people are like, oh, this is all he knows how to do. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna show you I do other stuff. And it's like, that doesn't matter. Like, that means I'm grappling to like satisfy somebody else. It's like, once I recognize that like, you can't pick and choose your submissions unless the skill level is the skill discrepancy is tremendous.
Yeah.
It's like, back is king, man. You can break these guys. Sometimes you break an arm and leg and they eat it. They keep going. It's like, you can't fight going to sleep.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you mentioned that back is king, because at one point in time in my jiu-jitsu journey, I said I hated the back because I felt like I put myself in a box. But then when I was getting ready to fight Rodtang, I was like, I'm getting on that fucking back because I know I'm not going to be able to knock him out. And I might not be able to, armbar him, but I know his brain needs oxygen and blood. So if I get his back and choke him out, it's perfect. And now in this jiu-jitsu journey of the gi and no gi, I don't do much no gi, back is king because you get 4 points, you get your hooks in, and then you can, go from armbar, you can rear naked choke, you can go bow and arrow, you can do so many different things from somebody's back. But when you did it, I was like, fuck, man. And that's why when I decided to come train, I was like, I need to know how he is able to keep the back and not fall off. And you were doing it, and like just learning the little things from going from here, the gable grip, going this side and going, there's your darce, and instead of going opposite, now I have to switch my hands. And you said you're saving a split second, and I'm like, that's all it takes sometimes, is that split second. Now, when did you start training in jiu-jitsu? Because take me from the very beginning, because me and my wife were talking, she goes, what's his background? And I was like, I don't know, I'm gonna find out. Like, I think he started wrestling, but what was your very first sport that you did?
First sport ever was, I believe it was soccer. Like maybe kindergarten, first grade. I did a little bit of everything growing up. Soccer, baseball. I don't have the attention span for it, but we tried it. I also like things like skateboarding, BMX bikes. And then as far as high school sports, I played the football, did the wrestling, did track and field. And
which one did you excel? Which one did you fall in, like, okay, this is it? Or were you just like, I'm doing this sport right now, I'm gonna do this sport, I'm gonna do this sport? Was there one particular one that you just focused in on and was like, no, this is my shit?
I liked football quite a bit, but I recognized that I only liked the hitting portion. I didn't like the waiting, all the other aspects to it. The team aspect I didn't like, because when things went well, cool, but when things went wrong, everybody just kind of blamed each other. And I didn't like losing because these guys are lazy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So that wasn't attractive to me. And then I fell in love with wrestling early on. Like I remember my first practice, we were just learning like standard headlocks, and I was like, this is fantastic. Like this guy doesn't want me to do this, and I'm enforcing my will against him. I must have been like maybe 12 years old when I did my first wrestling practice, and then yeah, just kind of stuck with that. Once I hit high school, I was playing football freshman year, and then I just got like kicked off the team, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going back to that.
You're like, fuck this noise.
Yeah, let's wrestle. And I was just committed to it, and you know, I was decent. But I always had the ability to become the best guy in the room. So I wasn't exposed to like really good rooms. You know what I mean? I felt like if I had more knowledge of the sport, I could have gone much better. But at the same time, I think if I was a better wrestler, maybe it would have hurt my jiu-jitsu in the sense that maybe I would have went to college, spent 4 years wrestling instead of transition to jiu-jitsu, so get a late start, things like that. So
Gotcha. So then when you were in wrestling, did you ever win state, or were you like, we were talking at the gym? Like for me, I just wrestled for 3 months and then did track. And I remember you said you pole vaulted.
Yeah.
Right. So you did some pole vaulting. Did you do like the extracurricular wrestling, like the freestyle outside of the 3 months you get at high school?
So about my junior year of high school, I started wrestling all year round at a club called Seagulls Wrestling Club in South Jersey. And from there, I definitely had a lot of progress. I never really dabbled in the freestyle wrestling, just mainly collegiate, scholastic, yeah. And yeah, my goal like after college was to wrestle in college. I'm sorry, I have to go after high school was to wrestle in college. So I did 1 year Division III. It was pretty good. Maybe I was like top 12 in the country or something like that. But I was young. Like I graduated high school at 17, so I was 18 wrestling guys that were like 21, 20. So I had a lot of like growing up to do. And then after my freshman year of college, I was looking to upgrade schools, so I left that school. I was like chasing Division II maybe, and then I started some fitness modeling. I signed with Wilhelmina Models in New York City.
Okay.
Yeah, so
that's where you had them curls, huh?
Yep, for sure. For sure.
Okay.
So I was modeling with them for a little bit. I was making some money. I was like, if I can make money not having a job, I should probably try to pursue this, So I was chasing that for a little bit, and then while I was chasing the modeling thing, I picked up a job bouncing. And while I was bouncing, half the guys were wrestlers, other half were jiu-jitsu guys. So the jits guys where I was like, we choke these wrestlers out, no problem. So they kind of convinced me to go train one day, train with them, had really good success. Like nobody could do anything to me, and I would like take their back and not really do much either, but
yeah.
I had a good concept just from watching fighting. And then hopped around a few gyms locally, and I found one gym, South Jersey BJJ, that I liked the vibes there. They had a good no-gi program, and that was it, man. I think 2 weeks later, I did my first comp, and then I beat a couple like brown belts and black belts. I subbed pretty much everybody. I was like, that was easy. Let's keep going. And just kept it rolling.
And who was your first professor? Like, so you got introduced you're at the club bouncing with your buddies, and you're like, I'm a jiu-jitsu guy, I'm a wrestler. Okay, well, let's train together. Let's see how this goes. And then finally, you went to an actual gym that had a good no-gi program. So who was your first professor or instructor to get you into like, okay, all right, Nicky, this is a triangle. This is an arm bar. This is rear naked choke.
So the owner of the gym, his name is Steve Bondrono, but the guy that really spent like a lot of one-on-one time with me was Jay Rigabudo, and he's the guy that cornered me in my first ADCC World Championships. And yeah, he taught me a lot of fundamentals and things like knee cuts, arm bars, and stuff like that, and kind of like where to stay out of. But more than anything, he got me the best rooms available. So he knew where all the best guys were training at. He was like, you go here on Tuesday, you go there on Thursday, So things like that really helped me to level up quite fast.
And this was all in Jersey?
Yeah, New Jersey, PA, and yeah.
And what age were you at this time?
19.
19 years old?
19 going on 20.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Actually, so I started June 19, I turned 20 in August.
Okay, damn. See, it's always crazy when, me and my wife were talking about, we've had other athletes on the podcast, and I didn't start doing any type of form of martial arts until I was in 8th grade. And then I started taking mixed martial arts serious at 18. And right now, you're one of the greatest grapplers in the world. The $1 Million Man, you're the first athlete that I know that's won $1 million that the check didn't bounce, right? You get the, all the zeros, you 7 figures, you're like, yep, perfect. Yep. And a lot of people would have thought that you started at a very, very young age. You hear people like, oh, you want your kid to be a prodigy, you want him to be great, you got to sign him at 5, 6 years old. And it's like, it's totally, not true, right? Because you look what you've been able to accomplish. And you said you competed at ADCC and you won that.
I took second twice at ADCC. Okay. Yeah, I think there's something to be said for well-rounded athletes. Yep. Sometimes I look at the best athletes like Jordan, 2-sport athlete, yep. Right? I'm pretty sure a guy like Bo Nickel played a lot of different sports growing up. So I think if you can be a well-rounded athlete growing up, it takes less pressure off your ultimate goal, or maybe you don't even know your ultimate goal yet, but you develop different skill sets, and then once you figure out what you really like, you stick to it. And because you're diverse, yep. I think it helps to benefit you. Okay.
And now so you're in Jersey. When do you make that transition down here to Texas, right? Me and my wife were up there, and she goes, why is he in Texas? He's from Philly. I was like, I'm about to find out, baby. I'm going to ask her. So what brought you down to Texas? Like, so you up there, you done some competition, you took ADCC second, you're competing. And then what brought you down here to Texas?
Okay, so I guess the Texas journey starts during COVID, right? So pre-COVID, well, maybe with around 3 to 4 months of training jiu-jitsu, I started training under John Danaher, right? Okay. So we're DDS, Danaher Death Squad, very renowned team. We're training, COVID hits, and they pretty much try to get us to stop training. I remember at one point in time, we were like hiding across the street from Henzo's in a parking lot, and John's walking up to open the doors, and the cops like intercept John. Wow. Or something of that sort. To somebody must have tattletale on him.
They knew his ass was gonna work as he walks around in a fucking rash guard. Yeah, right. They're like, we know where you going.
Yeah, so they tried to get us to stop training, and then I think that was a turning point. Like, yeah, we got to get out of here. So we moved to Puerto Rico. Right, we had a nice gym in Puerto Rico. We trained there for maybe 8 months, almost a year, and then we recognized that Austin's like a city on the come up, and we try to catch that come up wave. So my business partner Seth had pretty much an empty jiu-jitsu gym. He was like, I could fill it with you guys if you want. So when the DDS kind of separated, our half of the guys just opened up B Team Jiu-Jitsu and kind of got it rolling, and that was about 3 years ago.
Wow, and that's what brought you down here to when COVID everything shut down. You're like, go to Puerto Rico. Okay, we're gonna move here. And right now, I always tell people like, I just came to the jiu-jitsu scene, right? Like my producer's like, man, what happened to that team? He's followed your career a lot longer than I have. I was like, I don't know what that fucking happened if he was with John Danahan and with Gordon Ryan, all that stuff. And so he was like, make sure you ask him what happened. I was like, well, I'm gonna figure out why he got here to Texas. And ever since then, it's been the B team. Now, why is it named the B team? B team's like, you have the A team, which is the best in the world. Why B team?
Okay, so my business partner Craig Jones made a career off of being number 2, right? So everybody wants to be number 1, but his whole thing is like nobody's going to argue to be the second best. So, so my guy just slid in there, and nobody's argued for him. You know what I mean? So he was like kind of took that route with the gym. It's like it's kind of like a play on words. I say B. It hurts my ego a little bit calling it the B team, but yeah, it's all good. We sell a ton of merch. We have fun in the gym, and
it's great. It's good vibes.
It's good vibes.
Good vibes. Yeah, I love it. Like I was telling people that I think a lot of people miss the opportunity to enjoy a good room of wrestling, grappling, learning when you don't have an ego and you come in with good energy. And my wife says it's good that you have a good energy because you can go anywhere and have a good time. And you didn't get injured. I didn't injure. Well, I wasn't going to injure anybody fucking there. My skill over grappling, but it was good vibes all the time. And I can see, even the videos you guys posted on, the B Team YouTube channel where it's like, okay, let me see if my brother can tap me out, choke me out. And I'm like, this man's in a full fucking dart. Of course, you like, but you want to tap. How did you guys come up with like this good vibe in the gym? Has it always been that way? Have you guys had meatheads coming here like, okay, now we gotta, we call it the gym enforcer. Somebody's like, beat that guy's ass and calm him down.
Well, I kind of invite stuff like that. Like I put out this is maybe 2 years ago. I put out like a video saying that if anybody can score on me ADCC rules, we'll give you a free rash guard. So we've had guys come in and try for sure.
Oh, really?
Nobody's gotten it. But I invite that. Like some people are like, oh, this guy tries too hard. He's like whatever. But I don't know. I like it difficult. Like we used to have one guy that would train with us, and he would like, he was really good grappler, one of the best in the world in his weight class. But he would like, we would do like an hour of training. He would do like a 10-minute warm up and then wait to I was like exhausted and then ask me to roll when he's fresh. And like other guys would be like, oh, like, that sucks. Like, why would he do it? I was like, I don't know. I think that's cool. Like, if I can make great cognitive decisions when I'm exhausted, I mean, that says something to me, you know? So, yeah, it's all good.
What an asshole. Here's was like, Nicky's looking a little bit tired today. I think this is the day I'm going to get him.
Yeah. I remember I did like 60 minutes straight and then he walks up to me and he like goes for like to dap me up, and I was like, oh, like I took my rash guard off, and typically that means I'm done. I thought he was dapping me up to say like good job. He was like, want to roll? I was like, all right, let's do it. you can't punk me, you know what I mean? Like, it's all good.
So right now, when I was at the gym, you're the head instructor for today. And I was talking to you and your brother, and you're like, you guys don't drill. Like, you drill a little bit, but your brother says you don't drill. Where does that come from? Like, do you do much drilling? Or obviously, at the beginning of your career, you did a lot of drilling because you're learning the sport. But now, do you do much drilling?
I definitely drill a move a few times, but I'm one of those guys that I can do it 3-4 times and it's kind of in me. Like it turns the reaction fairly fast. But things are like foreign, like maybe leg locks at the beginning of my career. I had to drill a lot so they can become reactions. So I think it's give and take. If it's like a technique that's in my realm, in my style, that I'll take to it fast. If it's kind of foreign, you know, I mean to drill it a bit more. But my brother like almost never drills, and I think he should drill a little bit. I think it'll help him be more precise because he has a great grasp of like an outline of what he should do, but it's good to be like, oh, my knee goes exactly in this position, and here's why. If not, this is what happens.
Gotcha. So how do you, because, you know, right now, I feel like you are steering your own ship. Who's Nicky Rod's coach right now? Like, who comes in and goes, all right, Nicky, let's fucking go, and they pound you, they grind you, and they're like, man, you need to get better. You need to work on this. You got a big match coming up. We got like, who is steering the ship? Because when it was for me in my career, it was Matt Hume, right? You look at, you know, topuria, he has somebody. You look at Killer Roundtree. I know you spent some time with him. He has somebody. Who's steering the ship for Nicky Rod?
Oh, good question. So, it's mainly my peers. We do have a coach come in a few times a year. His name's Coach Dima. He comes in and kind of like assesses everyone, all the professionals, and tells us what to work on. But I'm very like introspective, like or maybe it's outrospective. I have an interesting perspective. Right?
Yeah.
I look at myself and I see where can I fill in the gaps? Where do I need work on? And I think that's really important. I watch a ton of my rounds and see where I can just do better. And then all of my peers are fantastic grapplers. Like I know where my guys are great at. So I can ask I'll ask Nicky Ryan like front head stuff. Alex Damian Anderson like leg lock stuff. So I know who to go for these specific things. And like my style is a cumulative style, right?
Yeah.
So I take the best movements from all the best grapplers, I put it together, and that's me.
Wow. Well, it's just crazy because it's usually when somebody's at your caliber that I see, they have somebody who kind of guides them, like keeps them on a straight and narrow. Nicky, make sure you get your sleep. Nicky, how's your weight? Hey, you getting your water in? How's your protein intake, Nicky? Like, and you're saying that, you know, you have a collective of great grapplers in the gym, but does anybody push you or do you push yourself? Like, how do you get, because that's one of the things like my professor goes through. He's like, he runs a gym and it's more family based. We're not like a competition team, but when he wants to compete, he's like, man, I don't have anybody who can push me in the rounds because I'm just so fucking good. And do you run into that same problem at B team? Like you're probably I feel like there's a couple of guys there who was just as big as you, but like skill wise, like, are you able to be pushed to get yourself ready for CJI2, your next matchup, you know, against Kain and Duarte? Like how are you able to get yourself ready, prepared for those matches? Is there a bigger dog in the room that can push you?
Absolutely. So I'm definitely self-motivated as far as, I've been an athlete like practically my whole life, so I'm dedicated to the sleep and nutrition, all the exterior, all the extra things you can do.
Yep.
But there there's something to be said for bad positions, right? If I take a decent guy, a really good guy, and I put him on my back, I put him in his most dominant positions, and then I'm building my ability to escape those positions. I think that's an important factor that helps me to continue to evolve. So that's what I do. You know, like I have competition rounds, but I spend a lot of rounds throughout the week working in bad positions, things that I'm not the best at, and that's what helps me get better. I also do those things when I'm exhausted, so I'll get really, really tired, and then I'll be like, all right, bad position, let's go.
Gotcha. How long have you been grappling for?
It's been about 7 years, I believe.
7 years, that's it?
I think so, yeah.
You beat motherfuckers you grapple their whole life.
Yep.
He's like, yep, I am.
Yep.
Fuck, that's crazy. And it's just, like I said, like when I saw you do CJI 1, I was like, he made it, like, obviously, you know, there's a lot of hard work that put into it, but you made it look easy. And to hear the background of like, you started in Jersey, you made your move down to Texas, and be able to only be grappling for 7 years and to be able to accomplish what you've accomplished, it's fascinating. I feel like you're just now starting to come into, from what I've seen, you're starting to come into your own, right? Like, I feel like your brand is the biggest it's ever been. You just won $1 million. You're about to do 2 matches. I want to talk about one of the biggest things in the sport of jiu-jitsu right now that everybody talks about: steroids versus non-steroids, right? You go by the Natty King. You never been tempted to take steroids? You're like, let's talk about that. Like, why hasn't a Natty King? I've never taken steroids because I don't fucking need them. I'm like, I could beat everybody and I don't need them. What's your stance? Like, why haven't you taken these steroids since everybody else does it?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few different things. Let's start with the temptation. I've absolutely thought about it, because like in almost every scenario, being a little bit stronger is probably a good thing, right?
Yeah.
And then the whole recovery aspect of it, I think that's great. I don't like okay, let's start with my bodybuilding, right?
Yeah.
I lifted weights for, I don't know, since I started lifting weights like when I was 17, lifting like a bodybuilder, trying to get as big, as buff as possible.
Yeah.
I would see these guys doing steroids in the gym, and I always looked better and bigger than them. I'm like, why would I do this? I look better than you.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't, not talking numbers.
No, yeah,
right?
you're just talking about like just physique wise, vanity wise.
Yeah, I only I lifted to look good. That's, you know what I mean? I obviously got stronger doing it, but I was like, yeah, I didn't like that aspect of it. These guys look kind of puffy, big head, acne, whatever. And then let's go to jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu, I thought everybody was natty for like, until my first ADCC.
Same, don't worry. Even though I'm not in this sport, I thought everybody was all natural. My buddy's like, nah, dog, these motherfuckers, they...
Yeah. I thought everyone was natty to like my first ADCC, and I get up in there, some of these guys like 260 with abs. I'm like, this don't make any sense. I lift weights for a long time, you know, this ain't how it goes. But, and then you would see these guys that would like blow up, peak for competition, and then like a couple weeks later, they'd lose like 30 pounds. It's like... All right, I definitely didn't like that aspect, and then I understood why I didn't do it early on as well. I had no money. Yeah. Right. Until my first ADCC, I was living at my mom's house. I was driving up to New York every day to train, so that wasn't even like I couldn't even afford that at all. And then all the health issues that I hear about some of these people having, that was unattractive to me. But who knows, maybe in the future, if I'm trying to grapple when I'm like late 30s or early 40s, try and be high level, maybe I need it, maybe not. I don't know. But
I think you'd be fine, because I think my personal opinion on it is that I think everybody's built differently genetically, but I feel, and some scientist goes, no, dumbass, that's not how it works. But I feel if you have been training since 18 years old, you live a healthy lifestyle, you don't do hardcore drugs like cocaine and shit that's going to, really mess up your body, and you train and eat good your whole entire career, I don't see why your body would stop producing testosterone. Obviously, you would have to take more rest days to get your body back up and going. But me being 38, I feel great, strong, genetically. I've never got my numbers tested. I don't feel like I need to. I still get it up when I need to. So I don't see a reason why for me to take steroids. And I feel like for you, if you've been diligent about lifting weights, eating good, sleeping good, training hard, I'm assuming we'll talk about injuries if you've ever had any. I don't feel like you would have to, where I feel like those guys who want that extra edge, they like, I want that extra edge. He's doing it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. I do think that it's like a, I think it's like a mental crutch as well, guys that do steroids, because they feel like they need that to win, right? Like me, I don't need anything. I just show up and I do the thing, and I'm consistent every day. I look like this. I feel like this.
Yeah.
I get after it. But these guys, they need to take this substance in order to become this thing where I am that thing all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you think it should be legal in jiu-jitsu, or do you think like it should not be, it should be banned?
I think we should all be drug tested. It should be absolutely illegal. Just because it is a combat sport, and like in a position, let's talk leg locks, in a position where this guy goes for a straight ankle, maybe it's too high up on the calf and you shouldn't be able to do it. Maybe he breaks your leg now because he's got an extra 40 pounds of muscle that he didn't get from lifting weights. He got from injecting, doing tren, and sitting on the couch. You know, so like that's the thing too. Like guys, like some guys for sure you lift weights and you get bigger, but some guys would just take steroids and get bigger by not lifting.
Yeah. That's what the science says. It goes, anybody, you know, who takes steroids and just sits there, your body is going to produce just muscle. And then if you're actually training and lifting and take steroids and you're recovering more, you're going to put on that muscle that you wouldn't be able to put on if you did it natural. So I think it said something like, if you were to lift weights, you probably put on, maybe you did everything right, slept right, and your genetics are, let's just say, you know, average, you should put on maybe 2 to 3 pounds a year, if that. That's if you did everything fucking perfect. 8 hours of sleep, you're getting your calories in, you're getting your protein in, 2 pounds. And then the person who just takes tren, sits on the couch, he'll gain 10 pounds like nothing.
In like a week.
Week.
Crazy, yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. But then it comes with the risk, you know, high blood pressure, they're red all the time. It's like, there's risk, you know, but yeah, I don't know. I like the way I feel every day, and I also wouldn't like to be like more agitated. Yeah, you know, like I hear rumors that it makes you more angry or whatever. Like, I don't want to be more angry. Yeah, you know, I like being in control of my emotions. You know, not letting anything get under my skin. You know.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the reason why they allow steroids in the sport of jiu-jitsu is just because, you know, one, there's no money to test everybody, right? Because it is expensive. Like when we were in the UFC and one championship, you know, USADA would come in, they'll test everybody, and it was expensive. I remember Dana White was talking about how expensive it was. And then two, there's no money to be made in jiu-jitsu, right? And that's another reason I was like, well, there's no money to be made, so we got money to test, we ain't got money, nobody's making money, so fuck it, just let everybody do it. And I don't see why they don't make a division where it's like, all right, y'all want to do steroids, go in a steroid pool. If you want to do it, do it. If you want to do clean, go in this pool. And for some reason, I don't see why they haven't been able to do that yet. And maybe it's because there's just no money in both pools. And I'm like, fuck it, just put all those guys together and let's see who the best wins.
Yeah, I definitely see what you're saying. But I want to give myself credit, because it's pretty amazing that I'm able to do these things to these guys that not only been training jiu-jitsu much longer than me, but are also, a lot of them are on steroids. It's like, doesn't happen that often. You know what I mean? Like if you take a guy that's, you know, let's call it, he's a 7 out of 10. You put him on gear, typically he gets close to a 10. You know
yeah,
I mean?
Absolutely.
You know, so yeah, it's sick. I think it's much scarier in the mixed martial arts world, because you're dealing with striking and stuff.
But I mean, the last person that I was shocked when they came out that they're doping was, you know, Dillashaw, and he was open about it, right? Like,
he looks fantastic nowadays. I see his Instagram videos. I'm like, dude, you look great.
You know what's weird? It's like, I don't have nothing against it, right? It's like, I just like people being honest. Like, yeah, I look this fucking jacked because I have a little extra help. Like, perfect. That's awesome. Because I always feel, you know, you're setting a standard that is that body physique attainable, natural, right? And I love, you know, when I go to the gym and I lift, there's a guy there. This motherfucker played me like a fool. I gave him a bit of that. I saw him when he was like 18. He was lifting. His jaw was kind of, you know, he's a young kid. And he goes, oh man, you just got to keep on eating. And, you know, 2 months later, I see him again. He's bigger. I'm like, fuck, man, what are you doing? He goes, 200 extra calories a day. That's what I do. I'm like, 200 calories? That's it, huh? So I start eating blueberries and shit. I'm like, oh, I'm still not getting big. A year goes by. He's fucking massive. I'm like, dude, you're getting bigger. How you doing? Oh, man, I just keep on fucking eating. And then next thing you know, he's just fucking massive. He's like 225. I'm like, And I'm like, dude, that's all natural. He goes, it's all natural, man. I'm like, so I'm doing PT, and I met his girlfriend. They were dating at the time, but they separated. I'm like, I have a question. Is your ex-boyfriend, is he natty? And she goes, fuck no. She goes, you know how many needles I'll stab in his ass? I could have been a registered nurse. I'm like, why did he lie to me? And then she goes, I think a lot of people have a stigma that if they say they're on steroids or they're on gear, it makes everything they've done and worked hard, like we just disregard it. Right?
I could see that.
And that's how I feel. It's like, well, the only reason you're that big is because you have steroids. Like, imagine if I took steroids and I started lifting just as much as you, I'll just be just as big as you. You know, my pectorals or my abdomen might not be laid out as yours, but it's something that I think I love when people are just outspoken about it. I was like, yeah, dude, I'm on fucking gear and this is why I look this big. If I wasn't, then I wouldn't be as big. But that was the first time in mixed martial arts I was shocked that somebody came out and goes, yeah, I was taking EPO. He explained why, because his red blood cells were crashing. But other than that, I fought a guy who was on EPO, and I never forget, his name was Ilia, and I beat the shit out of him. And I never forget, in the fight, I was kneeing him, and I remember his jaw shifting. Ugh. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to knock you out. Something's not right here. And I get done, I go in the back, and I take my piss test. And my father-in-law was there, and he goes, son, I'm going to tell you something. No man takes a beating like you just did to him and walk away from it. Sure enough, 2-3 months later, when he calls me, goes, he popped for EPO. And I was like, I'm playing video games. What does that have to do? And he goes, he fucking was drug tested. He was cheating. I was like, well, I mean, so it is what it is.
That helped him not prevent the knockout?
Well, when we were studying his fights, we were watching him and we saw that he would always gas in all his fights. And we're like, okay, well, we're going to beat him up, tenderize him. And then later in the fight, he should be tired and the knockout or the submission should come. But he never got tired. I beat the fuck out of him. Like, if you ever watch that fight, the clinch work I put on him, it was like, even faked the shot, came up, kicked him in the face, shin run across the face. He was able to withstand all that beating I did on him. And Matt was like, he should have got tired and you should have been able to finish him, but he didn't because of this. So it's very rare in mixed martial arts you see somebody pop for drugs just because there's so much drug testing and a lot of people don't want to take the risk.
I do feel like EPO is the thing to do though. If I had to choose like
which drug
testosterone or anything, I'd probably do EPO. Because I mean, how powerful is not getting tired? Being stronger is cool, but if you just like, I'll go forever.
Yeah,
that's
kind of how, like, I think how was it? Man, I think in one of yours, it's almost like a battle of like nutrition, like attrition, like who's gonna like break first, because I can't remember what match it was. I remember you're going and you guys are both going at it. And the round ended, you sat down, you drank some water, and you're like, hey, here we go again. You guys went at it, and then eventually you end up beating him just out of just pure, like, obviously he gave up. But I was like, fuck, you're right. Like, if you can just go all damn day and not get tired, I think that's the better thing to take instead of just being strong as fuck.
Yeah. You had a fight where it was like, first half was like Muay Thai.
Yep.
Second half was MMA.
MMA, yep.
Yeah. Was that difficult to train for?
Not really, just because we do Muay Thai all the time. And I think this is when I started falling in love taking it back, because it's like, oh, cross face, you take the back. But it was something fun to do because I knew at the point in my career that, you know, Rating was a very big name. And if I were to do this, I would, you know, cross over to the Muay Thai fans and also mixed martial arts. And everybody always talks about what's better, Muay Thai or mixed martial arts.
I feel like Muay Thai doesn't get the rep that it deserves. Like I feel like it's so much better than boxing.
Oh, 1000%.
It's like they don't get the viewers, the money.
I think the reason why is because I think it hasn't really translated over well into America. And I think the reason why is because it's a story, right? Like now, like when I first saw you grapple, there's many fucking no-gi grapplers in the world, but the way you came out, the way you carry yourself, I became a fan. I was like, this motherfucker's good. Like, he's not cocky. He's just sitting there doing his thing. My wife's a fan. I was like, okay, I'm following your story. I want to see, oh, he's also a natty. Oh, my morals align with him. Like, I feel like an athlete, you're going to be a professional athlete, you shouldn't take steroids. Okay, I'm a fan. I'm following your fucking career to the day you stop, right? So you gain a fan of me. When you see Muay Thai guys come over here and they fight, it's like you can't really resonate with them because it's like you've been fighting since you're 3 and you're fucking 454 and you've had 5 losses and you're still fucking fighting. It's like, You know what I mean? I feel
That's
like
a lot of fights.
It's a lot of fights. So it's hard for me to connect with the story because what is your end game? Are you know what I mean? So that's why I feel like, and I feel One Championship's doing a good job marketing it, but I just feel it hasn't taken off in the state as following the story. It's just like WWE, right? Why do we follow Jey Uso for so long? We want to see him become a final champion that his dad didn't win, right? I feel like it's the stories what gets people involved. But I agree with you. It's way more exciting than boxing, but everybody loves Gervonta Davis. Everybody loves Ryan Garcia. Everybody loves, Triple G and Canelo Alvarez. I just feel nobody's story has really resonated here in America yet.
You're 38?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you feel a difference in your speed?
No.
Because you look fast on the mat.
Yeah, I feel my speed is still here.
Yeah.
I feel the only thing I feel a difference about being 38 is the recovery.
Yeah.
Like, it is hard. Like, after today, after going, I'll probably be sore for probably 2-3 days.
But you still grapple every week?
I grapple Tuesdays and Thursdays in the gi, and then Friday is open mat, and then Saturday's off. Sunday is I don't do leg day. I hate legs.
Like lifting?
Lifting, yeah. But yeah, I know, right? Who fucking needs it? If I can lift you up like that, I'm good to go, right?
Dude,
and
the squat of the upper body is the curl. Stick with that.
Exactly. And I've had so many knee injuries, so I'm trying to get myself to focus on doing legs. Like, okay, I'm gonna start doing legs. But other than that, my speed, cardio, it feels great. I just think the biggest thing is just the recovery. Like, I have to take time to recover, and I have to eat a lot more because the division I compete at in in gi is 154. I walk around at 145, 147 when I'm eating, training like regularly, and I just, the speed's there, condition is there. Just I need more recovery days.
What's your so if you take me back to peak
Demetrious?
Yeah, peak Demetrious. What's your camp look like Monday through Sunday?
Fuck, Monday through Sunday. Monday, we'll do always strength and condition. I was a big firm believer like you, bodybuilding, right? Like chest tries, back and buys, Arnold set, like, okay, I'm doing 5 sets on the chest, and I would do that. And then Monday will be strength and conditioning. We do that. Then Monday night would be Muay Thai pads, 5 rounds. And then after that would be drilling. And then Tuesday morning will be swimming. We did a lot of swimming just to do active recovery conditioning. We would do some crazy shit. Matt would be like, all right, take a break, hold it, tread. Don't drop that fucking brick, pass it. You sit there. There was one time, Bibiano Fernandez, we would drop the brick down at 15 feet of water, 15 feet deep. And the person would have to go down, swim with the brick, and nobody's hand, there always had to be a hand on the brick. If a hand came off the brick, we got in trouble. Matt would just beat the shit out of us. And Bibiano was down there, and he goes, no, I was down there first, and I was going, and I was pushing the brick, and I look up at him, I was like, come down, like, yeah. He goes, no. I was like, you fucking punk. So I kept on swimming, and when I got to like 5 feet of water, I was like, come down. He goes, come down and grab it, we'll switch. Then I'll be morning, Tuesday swim. Tuesday night would be sparring, Muay Thai sparring. Then after that would be Muay Thai drilling for an hour. Then Wednesday morning would be, Wednesday night would be just jiu-jitsu grappling, just pure grappling, no gi. Then Thursday would be same thing. It would be strength and conditioning in the morning. No, what would be Thursday? Thursday was either grappling or fight specific stuff. And then Thursday night would be off. Friday morning would be strength and conditioning again. Friday night, pad work, MMA drilling. Saturday would be fucking sparring. Sunday off, repeat.
1 day off.
1 day off.
Would you do anything differently if you could go back?
1000% more days off.
More days off.
Yeah, but then at the very end of my career, it was like, Monday would be the same. Tuesday swim. Tuesday night spar. Wednesday morning off. Wednesday night grapple. Thursday same thing. Actually, it was the same shit. I would have liked to take more time off, but in mixed martial arts, there's so much you have to cover. The grappling, just the pure grappling. Like, that was one of the things I love about my camp is that Matt forced us to do, okay, you're just doing Muay Thai today. Okay, you're doing jiu-jitsu. You're just doing MMA jiu-jitsu, where it's like, okay, you punch, move, create the frames, get them to punch, extend, and move them. And there's just so much you have to cover in mixed martial arts, where jiu-jitsu and the gi, I just train 2 days a week, 3 days a week, but 2 days of my professor's like, okay, today we're working on, the crazy dog pass. You go here, grab this and run, keep on drilling it. Okay, let's live roll. So, but if I can go back and do it, it would probably just be more days off.
Like a Wednesday, just completely off.
Just Wednesday completely off.
Yeah,
just completely off, just to give my body a chance to, feel fresh. And that way, when I come and spar, and there's be days like where he was like, "Hey, take this day off. I didn't like the way you look. Like you look fucking exhausted." I was like, "I am fucking exhausted. Black ass doing 5-mile runs, five fives, and of course I'm fucking tired." But that's why I think made me so good, because athletically I was way more athletic than a lot of guys I fought, and I trained hard and I was very disciplined.
Yeah, that's interesting because I was talking to a few of the Penn State guys. They kind of say that they take like 2 days off a week, and I'm like, that's pretty wild, because I feel like most of the wrestling community is like, nah, we're gonna go every day.
Hard. Well, what about you? What are you doing for, you're getting ready to compete? What is your training schedule like?
Yeah, I pretty much do the same stuff all year long. Like for me, it's just it's one jiu-jitsu, one lifting session every day besides Sunday. I've been taking Sunday off in the past year for recovery. And I think that one day it has been pretty good. Before I wasn't a believer in that, like especially training on the zhan. He's like, every day we get after it. And I'm like, I don't know if that's the best. Especially
I'm pretty fucking tired today. I don't know.
Especially being the natty king. I think if you're on the other spectrum, you can do that. You know what I mean? But one day off a week has been phenomenal for me, as far as like mentally, like looking forward to it, and like just give me a one day where I could just hang out with the family and train, and like maybe even just like watch some tape and stuff. That's great. But my schedule all year long is the same. The only difference is that I turn up the intensity, and I specify my rounds more. So like when I'm training for competition, a few days a week, maybe 2 to 3 days a week, I have competition day where I'm going to simulate the exact time, the exact style on which I'm going to approach this specific match in. And then the other days are I'll be grappling specific rounds to benefit that specific
opponent you're going to be fighting.
Yeah, the specific opponent. And then I also try not to go too intensely on those specific round days, so I have a time to recover for competition day. And then pre-competition, a few days out, I look to like really take it easy, just so my body's like, why aren't we scrapping? Like I want to scrap, you know what I mean? Looking forward to it.
It's a hard thing to do, because your body is an amazing specimen, because it gets used to routine, right? A creature of habits. Like if you're always doing banging rounds, you go in there, it's like, why are we even here, Nicky? Like, are we going to fucking fight today, or you might as well just go home? Like, and do you ever, like, I battle that. Like, do you ever battle that where it's like, should I even be training right now? Or are you able to mentally and connect with your body as like, hey, we're here just to go through the simulation of what could potentially happen in the grappling match?
Yeah, I think it just took me to mature a little bit, to be like, listen, this is the best way to do it. Be recovered, do these specific rounds. Absolutely, like if you can scrap, like you shouldn't always scrap. It's a hard thing, hard pill to swallow. But I like to study a lot of the best athletes in all sports, and they all say the same thing. It's like proper recovery, obviously be consistent, and look at yourself. What do you got to work on? So I'm all about that.
What does Nicky have to work on? What does Nicky Rod have to get better at?
Everything. I mean, I could have better takedowns, better defense, better offense, just as a whole. You know what I mean?
You want to talk about it, huh?
I mean, previously I was submitted like via leg locks, a heel hook specifically, but then I took a few months and really specified my leg lock training, and then I had the opportunity to see that same person that submitted me, and I broke his foot in competition, and then had his back and was like, about to choke him out, and then the bell rang. But
you're like, not this time, motherfucker.
Yeah, right. But so I've had tremendous progress, and then that was previously my weakness, but I believe it's one of my strengths nowadays, and I just love it, man. I love every aspect of it. I'm very well rounded, and I'm proud of that.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to no-gi, it's all about the footlocks and the entanglement, right? Why is it such a big thing that I feel if you don't, like for me, that's what's kept me away from no-gi, because my leg lock game, I haven't taken the time to actually, take my leg. Where is it back? No. Like, why is it such a hard thing to learn?
I think it's foreign for the wrestlers and for the scramblers. It's foreign because it's something natural, being like, oh, he has my foot. Like instinctively, you're like, you always want to walk. Like if this
fuck yeah.
this guy could potentially take your ability to walk away. That's like, that's really difficult to deal with. And then I think that's where people go wrong. A lot of people just look to avoid it instead of drilling and training it. So they don't know where they're safe or where they're bad. And a lot of times when you're inexperienced in leg locks, you could hurt yourself by turning the wrong way. You know, so I think that's like the first heel hook I ever did in competition was against like a retired MMA fighter, and I put him in a heel hook and he just spun to get out but the wrong direction and like tore his own knee apart. And it was like I didn't even get to apply the heel hook. He just spun himself out. And it was like, bro, that's a lack of knowledge there. Yeah.
Do you think heel hook should be banned? Because it's such a career-ending injury where, let's say you're going and there's not enough. Obviously, where you're competing now, you're making a lot of money. But in the beginning stages of your career, do you think it should be banned along? Because it's almost like a career-ending injury, right? It's like, that's it. Your knee's never gonna be the same and you can never do it again. Like, why have that? And you see people, they tear their knees and it's like, I'm still gonna keep on fighting. Like, why have such a vicious move? It's vicious to me because I don't understand, you go this way, I've seen people tear their knees, they're never the same. But there's a lot of people that goes, oh, leg locks are fucking easy, dude. Please grab my leg. You can't. Do you think it should be banned? Me personally, I think it should be banned. That's me personally.
I don't think it should be banned because it's half the body. Yeah, right. It's like you're really taking away a lot of ability to submit. And it's like, all right, do you ban heel hooks and you ban straight ankles? You ban toe holds, like all leg submissions?
No. I feel you can keep straight ankle locks, toe holds, knee bars. I think you still keep those because I feel there's a point in time where you can like tap, right? But if you get it and you go, whop, I'm like, fuck, I didn't get a chance to tap. Nicky, fucking LCL, MCL, ACL is all fuck gone. Now I'm out for 9 months. Now I got to pay for this goddamn surgery. And good job. I didn't get goddamn paid.
That is competition.
For
sure. I mean, most of the time when I get submissions, they break before they tap. It comes like if it's not a choke, if it's a Kimura or armbar or a heel hook, it breaks fast. Yeah. But I mean, I guess in a way, breaking a knee is definitely worse than breaking like an arm or an elbow. You know.
I think any break's fucking horrible.
It's bad. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just so much of the sport. There's so many. Especially because I understand it now, so many cool ways to enter the leg locks, even going from like the wrestling position and then maybe get taken down into a scramble, into a leg lock. Like it's poetry in motion when you tie everything together. You have the ability to attack high, medium, and low. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it just. I also think if you take the leg locks out, maybe for the non-pros, and then you turn pro or you get to black belt level, and then you start doing legs, you're so far behind the curve. Because you got this blue belt, like it's also equalizer too. Yeah. You see this little blue belt kid that's been like only doing leg locks and guard retention, and I goes against a black belt and just submits him. You know, like that's an amazing thing. It's like, is it the blue belt's fault or is it the black belt's fault, right?
Because it's something that you don't get introduced into it, right? Like when I was going through in mixed martial arts, I know the heel hook, turn this way, don't turn that way. I'm versed in it, but we never really go hard on it because all it takes is one injury. And then it's like, well, you can never. My coach, he was at ADCC and he tore his ACL and he still won the match. He goes, well, I can't fucking compete. And he never had a mixed martial arts career after that because he was like, tore my fucking ACL. I was like, I can't be agile. I can't move, be, lateral like I used to. And so for me, he was like, at the very beginning of my career, he said, man, I want to do ADCC because you did it. He goes, nope, there ain't no money in it. And I don't want you. He goes, you want to tear your ACL? And I was like, no. And he goes, don't do ADCC. And so for me, I'm like, man, heel hooks have always been something I've been traumatized, seeing athletes go. And I'm like, oh, like even when I'm at CGI, like Levi Jones, when he's going, I was like, oh my fucking God. And my wife's like, will you calm the fuck down, babe? He's gonna tear his shit. So for me, I'm like, man, I always want to get your stance. Like, do you think it should be banned or not?
Yeah, no, I don't think it should be banned. I just think more people should train it.
Just train it.
Yeah, it's this interesting dilemma that happened. Like leg locks first go onto the scene and like they're dominating. Everybody's getting leg locked, right? And now people like learn like the first like one or two defensive moves. Now everybody's getting countered. Like we saw like this is a bit of an older match, but we see like Gordon get countered by get his back taken off a leg lock by Felipe Pena, and then gets submitted in ADCC. And it's like that was like the next wave where people are learning like a couple counters, and now you're seeing longer sequences where it's like leg lock, counter, leg lock again. It's like you have this like 8-move series to actually get to the leg. So yeah, I don't know. I think people should train it. But the best way to train it is in a very intelligent room where everybody is getting to the submission and holding it for 3 to 5 seconds and gradually applying pressure and recognizing like, hey, you're in a bad position. It's like, all right, give them time to tap. What you don't want to see is like you said, treating like a comp round in the gym, like comp round out there where you just snapping things. It's like, that's the best thing about competition is that you don't care if you break your opponent, but you know, you care if you break your training partner. That's something you don't want to do. So I think as a whole, if in all submissions, really, if you could get to the submission, hold it for 3 to 5 seconds, and then gradually apply breaking mechanics, then it's a much safer sport.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's something I want to add into my game just so I can be knowledgeable, because I feel like that stunts my game. Because once somebody grabs my leg, I'm like, like, do I want to walk tomorrow? Do I want to? And I've had injuries, my LCL, MCL. I've torn them from kicking somebody and they grab and I whip away and I'm like, oh, it just blew in the fight. And so now
you're like hurting yourself.
I hurt myself.
Yeah.
Just because like when I was trying to strengthen my legs and, you know, I was trying to do, the body triangle. I was like, dude, my knees are going to pop. Like,
really?
And then the physical therapist, she goes, you are an explosive athlete. She goes, look at like you're fast twitch. It's everything's fast because your sport is, you know, from you done for 18 years is driving from your feet and just turning, twerking, just fast work. She goes, when I look at, from her opinion, she goes, when I look at a lot of jiu-jitsu guys, they're long and they're limber and they can know how to move. And I don't see them tearing the knee because I feel like they've done it for so long that their knees and their elasticity in their ligaments are just, they can take it essentially.
Yeah, I would say you could definitely stretch your body into being able to get like a body triangle. Something you could.
You think I can work on it?
Let's start you off with a very petite. So like you need a smaller waist.
A petite.
You're right. You need a smaller opponent, like a Musumeci. You could probably body triangle him.
Yeah, I can body triangle if I get his back and start working it. And you know, I can body triangle small children, right?
Yeah.
But someone who's 154.
No, really?
No, I can't.
You could body triangle yourself, right?
Yeah, I got a small waist though. I'm pretty small for
what
the
waist
division.
You got? The 28?
28, 30, yeah.
Good guess.
Yeah. He's already goes little petite boy over there.
Good waist.
This one thing I always wanted to ask you. Why don't you play Nicky?
There's no money in it.
No money in it.
Yeah, I knew that early on. I only did jiu-jitsu so I could get paid. I mean, I loved it. You know,
of course,
it was great fun.
Yeah.
I think if I was doing anything, I'd want to be training jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm sure if your modeling career would have taken off even more, they're like,
yeah.
Tommy Hilfiger, we want you on, Vogue magazine. You're like, well, sorry, jiu-jitsu, fuck that. You're like, I'm sure
that's in my future.
Oh, okay.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm still pretty. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, when I started jiu-jitsu, I recognized Jay Rikabudo actually told me like these are the guys that making money. It was all no-gi guys. I was like, well, let's take this thing off. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So you started in Nicky. You started from a wrestling background. You guys,
so I showed up. First jiu-jitsu session was on a Wednesday. It was a no-gi day.
Yep.
And then I just started showing up to the gi class in the no-gi. People would take their gi off, roll with me.
Gotcha.
And, I did a couple gi sessions, but the second I started competing, I started like 2 weeks in, I did a comp. And it was like, yeah, like no-gi's the way. Let's do it. It was very natural to me with the wrestling. They couldn't hold on to me, slow me down. It's like, that's how it is. Let's do it.
Do you think you ever go into the gi? Because you see a lot of guys like Diego Patau, Kennedy Malfacini. There's a lot of guys who go back and forth. Like they'll do the IBJJF. They just, what was a recent competition they just had? Not Pans, Europeans. You see some of the guys, they'll compete there. And next thing you know, they're doing who's number one. Then they're getting ready for Pans. And then they'll go back into the no-gi. They go back and forth.
Yeah. The IBJJF stuff is confusing because there's really talented guys that compete there, but they pay money to compete.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, like that's great, but you're doing it just for fun.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. So these guys they're paying money to compete. It's like that's not a professional program. I don't know if they pay for a winning black belt at those competitions, but that doesn't make any sense to me.
I've never heard somebody say that. That's not a professional sport. You're paying to compete. Damn.
It'd be different if you had like a bet match. Like, I'll bet you
Yeah.
this much so that I'll win. You know what I mean? But that doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
God damn. Let me think about this now. When you're a professional basketball player, you ain't paying to compete. When you're a professional soccer player, you're not paying. If you're a professional bowler, you're not paying. God damn, this might be the first sport you actually pay to compete as a professional. What about bodybuilding? Bodybuilding, you have to apply for your IFBB card or whatever, right?
Apply, is that like you have to win this competition to get it?
Yeah, I think so. So you're not really.
Oh, it's like the trials, ADCC trials.
Yeah,
and then you're into the world championship.
But you have to pay for ADCC trials, right?
For trials, yeah.
But are you considered a pro at ADCC?
Technically, because you get show money.
Yeah, so jiu-jitsu is the only sport, because when you compete, you didn't pay for CJI. You got paid 10 G's to show up to compete.
Yeah.
So when you competed at ADCC, or if you were to compete at ADCC now, do you have to pay in order to compete there?
For the trials.
For the trials. But for the trials.
Yes.
So, but if you make it, you win a trial, you go to the bigger competition, you have to pay to get in?
You get paid.
You get paid to get in. Okay. Damn.
Yeah, because of the CJI, they made it like everybody gets a
$10,000.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or no, I think everybody gets some kind of show money for ADCC.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
But so now technically they be professional as soon as you win trials.
Sorry, I'm so stuck on the fact that you said you're not a professional, you're paying to compete.
Yeah.
And I've never looked at it that way, where it's like, you know.
I think they value the title so much, but like the value should have a physical,
1,000%,
like a numerical value.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, it's invaluable.
Gotcha. And that's why Nicky Rod doesn't touch the gi, where it's like, there's no money, there's no point for me to touch it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll put it on for super fights like later on down the line, because I feel like it. But no, I'm doing this for legacy, for money, for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I always wonder, because I see a lot of other guys, they do back and forth. Like, Diego Pato is one of the ones I love to watch, because he'll do gi, and then he just won the Europeans. Now I just saw he just competed in Who's Number One, I believe it was. And then I'm sure he's going to do Pan Am's. I think he's trying to get the Grand Slam and win all of them.
I think it devalues them. If they get maybe they get 15,000 or 20,000 to show up for like a WNO, which I don't know any exact numbers. I'm just spitballing. Maybe get 20K to show up for WNO, and then Flow Grappling sees them compete at Pan Am's, and they're like, "Oh, this guy paid $100."
Yep.
And they're like, "You're not worth anything, because you just did 3 matches paying to compete when we paid you for 1 match."
Yep.
So I was like,
"Yeah, you're right." No, it's you're in that mindset of a business standpoint.
Absolutely. I mean, you see how many cameras we got? B teams, like 20 cameras.
Yeah.
Business, dog.
Yeah. No, it's smart, because I think that's what a lot of people might miss in the jiu-jitsu community, where it's like, no, this is a business. Like, if I'm going to compete and I'm bringing the eyeballs and I'm winning, you're going to fucking pay me. Like, I don't need to do the titles. What we're talking about at the gym, it's not, titles don't pay bills. It's winning fights. Money pays the bills, right? Because, I was talking to a couple of professional athletes that retired. He goes, even though I've done all this stuff, them fucking bills continue to come. They never stop coming. And when you said that, like, that doesn't sound right. You're a professional athlete and you're paying to compete. I've never looked at it that way. Granted, I'm doing it for fun, but that is this eye-opening thing that I think a lot of athletes could learn from. It's like, dude, and it's devaluing them, which it does make sense. It's like, well, I just won this and I paid to do that. I got maybe 10,000. Then Who's Number One might pay me like, well, you just did that for 10. We'll pay you 5. It's a very interesting business standpoint come from jiu-jitsu, because for me, I always felt jiu-jitsu athletes should be paid very, very well. Whether you compete, you win Europeans, you win this, you should at least get like 30 or 40 G's, right?
They're making that money. Like the organization is making more than enough.
Exactly, right? Where it's like, nah, like you gotta, like you said, what's the point? Like, what's the point? Like, you won pants. This guy just won fucking Who's Number this and got 100K, right? I feel like, why don't you think it's that way? Why don't you think people or the athletes are striving to push the sport? Obviously, Craig Jones is doing a good job what he's doing, but why don't you think the athletes push the sport to do that? Where it's like, no, man, like if I'm going to be, Pan Am's champion as an adult professional, there should be 100K on fucking line. Like, if this is supposed to be the most prestigious, one of the most prestigious, competitions, why isn't the payout better?
That's a good question. I feel like maybe people are so prideful that they don't want to like join together and be like, let's make some money, or yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's more. I feel like it's more in the gi, because I feel like no gi guys kind of understand that, like, if you win IBJJF Black Belt Worlds, it's like it's not as valuable as winning like ADCC trials.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I think they kind of understand that, but in the gi, I think they're stuck on prestige. I think they're like, oh, this is a prestige, so like we'll pay to compete, and I don't think that stuff matters. I think, like, you know, can you cut me a fat check if I win this competition? I think the IBJJF does like Grand Slam, or not Grand Slams, there's some Grand Prix or something like that here and there, which is like, those are professional competitions. So that's different. But like for the standard stuff, like if you're like a top 10 guy and you're going to pay to go do Pan Ams, it's like, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I never looked at it that way. It's fascinating. What's your thoughts on the process of why is gi? My wife, we're driving home, she goes, I'm a fan of no gi now. She goes, I've always loved no gi, and just watching these guys at B Team train, I fuck with you know,
let's go.
No gi. And I was like, damn, babe, all the competition, I'm about to compete. You ain't gonna, you know, obviously she loves when I compete, but why do you think no gi is more exciting than gi? Like when I watch gi, I understand what's going on. I understand how hard it is to break the grip and then move and pass the lapel and worry about the squid guard, worm guard, but everybody loves watching no-gi. Why do you think that is?
I think it's a few different aspects. It's faster pace. I think that's intriguing. You can see more of the body. So like,
she fucking literally just said that. She goes, I can't tell what the fuck's going on when you wearing that goddamn kimono. And I'm like, I look like I can read you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Like you can see more of the body. So you see like the placements of the hands and legs better. Also, if you're a buff, attractive guy as yourself, it's going to be more attractive to the viewer. Like, you know, and then, I think that's about it. I think the speed, the body showing, the scrambles.
Yep.
I mean, you get much longer scrambles. Like the worst match you can see is two like masters black belt in the gi.
Yeah.
And it's just like deep half guard, not the nut just hanging out. You know what I mean? So there's much less of that in the no gi world.
Do you think gi will ever get to the point where it's on the same level as no gi?
No, I don't believe so. But I think it has its place. Like I think the gi will be primarily hobbyist, like indefinitely. But that's good. It's like when you're kind of done with the speedy stuff at 40, 50, whatever, and you tone it down a notch, use less athleticism. You go hold on to your partner as long as you want, and just squeeze them pajamas, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shit. Now here's a question everybody wants to know. When do you think, like, what are your thoughts on Gordon Ryan as a grappler? Because I know you guys have gone back and forth, right? CJI, when you're like, yeah, I'll put my fucking million to get your fucking titles. Where you at? Nothing ever matured of it, right? Came to fruition. So what are your thoughts on him and his grappling career? Like, do you think he's ever going to grappler again? Because I know he has the upset, you know, he has a very sensitive stomach, I guess what you say.
Huh.
He said, huh. I like Gordon Ryan. I think he's great.
Yeah.
I think what he's done in the past. I know there's that's a match I feel like you want to have.
Yeah, I'd love to compete against him. Last time we competed, I was training for like 3.5 years. It's been almost 7 now, like 6 or 7. So much more knowledgeable. I was a brown belt and black belt nowadays. I mean, as far as his grappling ability, you know, really, really good, really talented grappler, extremely knowledgeable. I don't know, it'd be nice to compete against him again.
What makes his grappling good? Like from your standpoint, when you sit back and you look at somebody, right? Like people ask me, okay, what makes Jon Jones so good? I'm like, okay, well, he's very intelligent. He has long arms. He's very athletic. He's able to dictate where the fight goes. And he has every, like the kicking range, the clinch range, the wrestling range, everything is covered. He has no weakness or deficiencies. If he had a deficiency, I think it's going to be when he meets somebody who's just as athletic as he is and skillful, I think. And obviously he's 38 now. So this is where he would potentially lose. So when you look at Gordon Ryan, what makes him a good grappler?
He is great technique. And he's precise. I think above everything, he's a sniper as far as when to do things, right? Like if he's if he's let's take his wrestling for instance. If he's looking to foot sweep, he doesn't waste any energy. You know, he's really good. He's great at pacing, great at forcing the opponent to grapple at his own pace, never too high, never too low. Like I said previously, very precise, great technique, and he has ability when he's on top to apply pressure the entire time. I think that's a very dominant style of grappling, a very great power to have. Is the moment, like a lot of these guys you see on top and they're on the outside and they're inside exploding and then they're back to the outside. It's like the entire time when he's on top of somebody, they're carrying his weight. I think that's extremely beneficial. And then typically if somebody's beneath him, like the best chance of getting out is like going to the legs to escape or to leg lock, and then like he's too good of a leg locker for them to leg lock. So he's well rounded. He's got some holes here and there, but he's good.
Gotcha. I hope that match happens. I would love to see the Natty King versus the Juice King, like just to see, because he's open about it, right? He goes, you want to be the best athlete you want, you got to do steroids. I'm like, I fucking disagree. I got 15 world title fights. I haven't touched one fucking drug, right? So that's a big factor, man. Like if you can just like put on 40 pounds of muscle whenever and then go grapple, and it's like yeah, I don't know, it's not healthy. Can't be. I'm not a doctor, but what are your thoughts on Mikey Misimichi?
Lots of pasta, right?
Yeah.
No meat, not much meat. Interesting guard. I think have
you grappled him before?
No, I haven't. He hasn't been tested much. That's the only factor. Like he didn't do ADCC, he didn't do this CJI super fight. He won recently at one championship against a guy they previously lost to. And I think that was the last time he's like really been tested. So I think Mikey's really good, really talented. A bit one-dimensional when it comes to mainly guard retention and leg locks. But that's not to say that's a bad thing, because he's so
good at it.
He's so great at leg locking that he can, like, a lot of times guys go for a few leg lock attacks and they're tired. He can attack the legs for the entire match, 15 minutes if need be, and doesn't seem to get fatigued by it and continue to have great pressure mechanics throughout the longevity of the match. So a really good grappler, but I'd really like to see him get tested against the problem is that he's so tiny. There's not a lot of guys that size. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of good guys like are slightly heavier than him that would that I'd really like to see him go against.
Well, I feel like you're massive.
Thank you.
Your brother's massive. Like when I saw him, I was like, "Oh my fucking god! How can there's such a big difference?" And my wife goes, "They can't be from the same parents." I was like, "I think they are, babe. I think." I was like, "There's a couple of runts in the family. I'm a runt in but I've had my mom. My mom has had 4 different men in her life, so we come from every different father. But I believe you guys are from the same mom, same dad, right?
Yep, same mom, same dad.
And so, she was like, it's crazy how genetics go. Was he ever upset that you were bigger than him?
He hasn't told me that, but maybe. Yeah, I mean, I was the firstborn, so I think most of my mom gave me most of the good stuff that she had. You know what I mean? Obviously, I get a lot from my dad, but she really put some oomph giving birth to me, so I appreciate it. So yeah, Jay's a little bit smaller, but he's not small. He's big. He's
fucking big too.
He's like 190. He's just not 6'3". He's like I don't know, 5'11", something like that, 5'10". But I keep telling him that he should try to get to 205, 210.
You think he'd get there?
I think he can if he never really lifted weights Yeah, he looks as good as he does, and he barely touched any weights. So I think if he dedicate himself to a few years of bulking and try to just get a little fat and then cut the fat out, I think he'd be good, man. Because he's the smallest guy in his weight class, and he took second at ADCC World Championship. So I'm like, bro, you put some size on, even 5 pounds of muscle over a few years, you'll probably still get the newbie gains because it hasn't really lifted that much. You know? So I keep trying to convince him to do that, get a little bit bigger, but yeah, I mean. I like being big. It's cool.
Yeah. What's the dynamic like of you coaching your brother and Like when he competes, are you in his corner like, come on, man, let's go? Or you guys kind of do your own thing? Like you guys obviously support each other because you're family members, but when you compete, is he like, all right, come on, Nick, let's do it? Or you're like, come on, Jay, Jay, Rob, let's go.
Yeah, we're definitely in each other's corners, rooting each other on. And it's good because we understand each other's games. So, you know, I'm able to look at him during his match and see like what he should be doing, what he's missing, and just give him a good opinion, good second idea. And yeah, it's a good dynamic for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we definitely push each other. I feel like if we were closer in age, it'd be even more competitive. Or maybe even closer in size. So I'm kind of happy there's a big weight difference. Yeah, because we would fight, like when we grapple, he tries to kill me every time, and I'm big enough that I just kind of like I just lay on top of him whenever I want, you know. Yeah. So yeah, I'm happy I'm a little bit bigger than him.
All right, couple more questions.
Do your siblings martial arts at all?
No, I'm the only one. My sister, she played basketball. My older brother, he wrestled, but not really. Went off and took it. My younger brother, he has schizophrenic bipolar, but he was he was just genetically gifted.
From the dad's side?
From my dad's side, yeah.
Yeah.
Just genetically gifted. Bigger than me, fucking shredded. He was so crazy. This motherfucker was doing pull-ups on like the fucking door jams, just like grabbing, just pulling up. And he never really tapped into his athletic ability growing up because obviously he got sick, but I was the only one out of the family that really pursued. And I think it's because I was so small that it was like kind of like my avenue to do something. But no, man, like I'm the runt of the family besides my sister.
I saw a clip somewhere that you had a phone call recently with your father.
Oh, yeah.
Just like only one.
Yeah. So that story, I met him growing up. I grew up with my mom. She was deaf. Never met my father. Never seen her.
She was deaf?
She was deaf.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know she was deaf until I met my sister. Like when I was in middle school, I met my sister. And growing up, you know, when you're being raised, you don't know any different. Your mom says when you talk to somebody, you look them in the eye and you don't cover your lips. And if you're taking a shit, you need the toilet paper. Mom! And she was like, you need something, baby? You're in a tub. Bum, bum, bum. You would beat and she would feel vibrations. And a song would come on, California Love, you know, California, Tupac come on. She goes, I'm like, how you know? She would know what the song is because of the beat. And she would go to the club and dance. And man, what's the name of this song? Oh, she would make the reference. And even when she's talking on the phone would like have a weird vibration. When you hold it to your ears, she would feel the vibration. So my sister comes to visit for the very first time. And she goes, y'all know mom is deaf, right? I was like, no, the fuck she ain't. She goes, ask her. I'm like, Mom, I get her. I was like, Mom. She goes, are you deaf? She goes, yes. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And she goes, think about it. Every single time you need me and you're in a different room, what do? I beat. I can feel vibration. She goes, and each time we talk, you look me in the eyes and I can read your lips. And I was like, oh my God. And I'm like, what you thinking about? She goes, move your fucking hand, because she couldn't see. And then she ended up getting cancer, and she was battling. She was doing chemotherapy, and I went to go visit her, and she was watching the TV, and the TV is probably like where I'm at, to the corner of the wall, and she's sitting there, and there's no sound, no closed caption, and she would watch all her shows in closed caption. She goes, I just like to read just to see what's going on, but she was watching the show, and it was Prince of Persia. It's a video game made into a movie, and she was sitting there, and I was like, what's going on in the movie? And she's reading the lips. She goes, oh, they're talking about the prince and all that stuff. And I was like, fuck, you're that good. She goes, think about it. I've been reading lips since I was in second grade. And I'm like, wow. So, but you got a big match coming up. Kind of Duarte, right? The ADCC champion versus the CJI champion.
Indeed.
Talk to me about this. We talked earlier, and I was like, man, I'm shocked you're doing this now. I thought this would have been CJI 2. Right? The two kings from the biggest divisions. Well, biggest, I feel, prestige. Everybody's like, oh, CJI is a prestigious. Like, motherfucker, you won $1 million. That is prestigious. Yeah. Right? You ain't winning $1 million at 80. And people are like, well, it's not always about the money. I was like, the fuck it is. It is. That's Absolutely. Why I fought for fucking money. Yeah. Right? So you two are going to be matching up. Talk to me about this.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, we matched up twice before. Once when I was a blue belt at ADCC World Championship Finals.
So he's beat you before?
Twice, yeah.
Twice?
Yep. He beat me ADCC Finals in 2019. I was blue belt. And then, like, literally 2 weeks after that, we had a match signed before even the World Championships. And He submitted me via heel hook then, and yeah, that was it. I mean, then fast forward like 6 years later, here we are. I haven't seen him since. So
I feel like you're coming after everybody who's beat you.
For sure.
The guy who beat you with the heel hook, you come back, you beat him, you submit him, you took his back, right?
I didn't win that match, but it was very, very close.
You didn't win that match?
No.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. You're gonna get him. You get the opportunity to get him
again. I get him.
And then you fight him twice. He beat you twice, and now you're coming back to get him.
Yep. It's a level of just knowledge that I've gained over the years. You know, like imagine, you know, train jiu-jitsu for a year and a half and then you're going against the absolute best guys in the world.
Yeah, you're gonna get fucking cooked.
Yeah. So once I had somebody that could handle my like athleticism at that and my lack of technique, it was hard to deal with. Like ADCC finals, he took my back and I ended up escaping like later on in the match, and like by then I lost my points, but I had good moments. Like I passed his guard for like a second or so, and I didn't even know how to pass guard. It just kind of happened, you know. And yeah, I'm just excited, man. I love competing. It's the best part about the sport.
Boom, that's what I love. All right, Nicky Rod, this is your opportunity to let people know where they can find you, how they can support you. I'm always been a fan ever since I've seen you compete at CJI 1. This is an opportunity to fans know how they can watch you compete and what they can look out for.
Absolutely. You guys can check me out on Instagram at NickyRod247. In addition, subscribe to the B Team Jiu-Jitsu YouTube channel. We have the best jiu-jitsu content in the world. We sell a ton of merch. You can shop B Team merch. I'm partnered with Fuel Hunt as well, American-made gear. You know what I mean? Stay fly, stay fresh. You can check out my instructionals, link in bio, in my Instagram page. And that's it. Have a nice day.
All right, boys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the MIGHTYcast with the $1 Million Grappler. I'm glad that check did not bounce, and you seem to be a happy man. Appreciate you taking the time to come on the show, man. Appreciate you. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and also hit the bell to know when we go live. Make sure you check out B Team. Go support this man as he's going to be doing some back-to-back grappling matches. And we will see you guys at the next episode of the MIGHTYcast. Boom. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode on the MIGHTYcast. And we're about to do the Mighty recap with my good man, Nick Pappas, who's joining us on the recap. He's the co-producer. Michael is in Thailand still with some lady boys. But we just got done talking to Nicky Rod, the $1 Million Grappler. Man, oh man, what a calm, chill aura about the guy. He's only been grappling for 7 years, and he's being some of the best grapplers in the world. Just won CJI. He's getting ready to compete back-to-back. He's going to be taking on Kaina Duarte on, one of the biggest grappling promotions. You have the ADCC champion taking on the CJI champion. That's just going to be fucking dope. And to get the opportunity to train with him and see how B Team rolls. And from my background, you always have somebody who's a bigger dog in a room that oversees everything, right? Okay, hey, you gotta get better at doing this. Hey, you gotta get better at doing this. But for him and his brothers and all the peers around him, they almost have like a collaborative, table where they bring the food and they all work together. And it's okay, put me in this position, put me in this position. It's kind of fascinating to see he's able to do that. Let's find him right there. Nicky Rod coming back. Spicy jerky, beef chips, carne jerky. You can take one home for yourself. It's 24 grams of a serving. Crack this open. Crack this open and see what this man's got. Let me see. It smells good. Smells different than the other jerky you have. Oh, okay.
That's good stuff.
Oh, it is. I fucks with it.
Comes with a little... You got this from Gordon.
That's fucking hilarious. He said this is his retirement plan when he's done.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. Make sure you guys get some of this stuff. I'm sure you can find this on his website.
I know, he's got the mullet. Show that to the camera.
I fucking love it. It's like the 90s mullet from the action star hero of Get on the Sauce. Use your secret hot sauce on your carne jerky, bitch. Slap your face.
This is marketing right here.
That's fucking great marketing. But he's a businessman.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell he's a businessman who understands his worth, who understands that this is a business. And I think it's a breath of fresh air to see somebody from the grappling community say, this is a business.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like you're going to do that. Yes, you just won, you know, the Europeans, and you're about to go grapple. You just paid to do that one. And now you're going to go get, I think it devalues you. And I never looked at it in that site. And it makes sense why he doesn't do the gi. Right? I think he'd be good at the gi. I think he'd be great. But he's like, there's no point. There's no money. I got to make money to pay bills.
Yeah. And he's so strong. Like watching him, I'm sure you felt that. And you could talk, but watching him, I was like, he was so slow and methodical with guys that were even his size in the gym. I mean, what was his strength like when you were going?
Fucking strong. And I don't even think he used his full strength.
Yeah.
Him or J-Rod, his brother. The other, Josh, I felt his strength. Like he grabbed me and he, and I was like, oh, yeah, I was like, oh my fucking God. And it's, you know, I always don't think I'm small. Like I told Destiny, like I feel like I'm 12 feet when I'm next to her. I feel like I'm strong. I feel like I can carry myself. But when you get next to somebody who's, you know, 24, 28 years old, and that's all they do is grapple, and they also have weight on you, like 170, 175. I'm about 140, weighted in at 150, but, you know, I've eaten a lot in this trip, so I'll probably walk around like 145, 147. I'm just a small guy. And, you know, feeling their strength, it's like, fuck, I can't compete. I think my athleticism, my speed, and my cardio can keep up. But when it comes to like the technique wise, they're better than me. When it comes to the strength, they got that locked too. There's nothing I can fucking do.
Yeah, I mean, those guys are just on a different level. You could tell. Just, I mean, and J-Rod, his style being just so unique. Like, what was it like going against each brother?
Obviously, J-Rod is a little bit relatively closer to my weight. And like Nicky said, he has a unique style about how he goes, and he doesn't drill. And I think he is getting all of his technique and learning his style through just competition rounds. Not competition rounds, but just rounds after round after round after round. And I liked his rhythm and his cadence of how he would grapple. Like he'll pull guard, or he'll go down and come closer, or he'll do, you know, arm drag. He was very dynamic in his approach, where Nicky, I'm sure he's very dynamic as well, but he's a lot bigger. So I think he couldn't put a lot of his weight on, but he got me in the damn darce, and I felt a little bit of strength, and I was like, fuck, man. I'm like, God damn it. I was like, I need some of that sauce. It's like,
Yeah. Where's the carny jerky sauce?
Give me 80 pounds. But you know, I just think the amount of the vibes in the room was fucking just mint and perfect.
And I mean, now you trained with the Rotolos and with J-Rod. How do you think J-Rod will do in the next CJI?
Ooh, man, those two, oh my God.
That's going to be some fire right there.
That is fucking fire. I mean, that's one thing I love about the jiu-jitsu community, or the matches that they could make, is Rotolo versus J-Rod. Oh my God. Nicky Rod versus fucking, you know, he's about to kind of Duarte. There's so many matches they can make. And I think the hardest thing is finding the right organization that's going to pay the athletes the right amount of dollar to make that fight happen. Right. But if I can see, you know, Rotolo Brothers versus, and now you have the Rotolo Brothers, they're going down the MMA path. And there's so much I wanted to ask Nicky Rod, like, have you ever thought about going into mixed martial arts? You know, what's your thoughts on going to different organizations and doing different rule sets? What's your favorite rule set? What, like, there's just not enough time to do it, unless we're going to start doing a fucking 3-hour podcast, right? I think we can do it, but I want to be mindful of the guest time. Yeah. And, you know, our time, because we got to edit. I mean, you guys got to edit this shit, right? We don't have, you know.
Yeah, but hey, if the fans want it, let us know down below if they want longer shows. We could do longer shows.
Yeah, well, we can. But both of them are fucking good. And it's funny how one's bigger than the other one. The wife was like, I don't think they're from the same. I don't understand how. I was like, I mean, yeah, I guess he's a runt. She goes, he's not a fucking runt. He's pretty big. But both guys are great. And B team. And I didn't get a chance to ask, you know, what is it like having a guy like Craig Jones part of the team, who's bringing you guys the opportunity to make that amount of money. He's literally trying to change the game of trying to get the grapplers to make money. And CJI 1 was amazing. Like, it was fucking mint. But we didn't get around to ask him about that either.
Yeah, I wanted to ask him, like, where the hell is Craig Jones? Every time I see him, he's
fucking
in a new
Russia
country.
somewhere, or Ukraine, just out there doing whatever God knows.
I think he's in Brazil right now.
Is he? But no, I just saw he just left Brazil, and I think I saw somewhere he's in Ukraine, like with a whole bunch of people. But it'd be kind of cool to see, like, hey, what is it like to see one of your teammates coming into the space, not as a grappler, but I think he's kind of left the grappling scene, like the competition scene. He's more focused on bringing more money into the sport of grappling, and he won the very first tournament, and he got $1 million.
Yeah, which is so cool. And I've actually heard Nicky Rod say that he had considered MMA in the past, but now the money is there, so he doesn't have to go get punched in the head.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably got the biggest payday in jiu-jitsu history.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know another person, and you guys let us know in the comments below if there's been another grappler out there besides him and K. Bertolo who's made $1 million. K. Bertolo's in the count because he had to split it with his brother. They said that. He goes, hey, we're both going to do a tournament and give us both the opportunity to get $1 million. And whoever wins it, you split in half.
So you got to ask him again now, though. He won the $1 million.
Yeah, exactly right. But I think you're right. He is the only grappler I know that's won $1 million in a grapple competition, because I think ADCC, I think you win $10,000 to $15,000 if you win first place. I think all the other IBJJS, BJJ stars, all that stuff, nobody's paying out $1 million, not even ADXC, so I think CJI is the only competition where you can win $1 million. And now this year, CJI 2, they're doing team base, where it's like, I think it's 5 people on the team that compete, like that. And I think the prize pool might be still $1 million, or it might go up. So we'll have to wait and see.
And you've obviously taken, classes from a ton of different professors. What did you think of Nicky Rod as a professor?
I think it was great. I think it's very good that he showed 2 positions, taking it back, pulling a tight waist, pulling him. When he recaptures his balance, you stick your leg in there, lock it up, go power half, bring it there, get the back, and then when he starts to go different ways, do this position, going from the hand grip to there, just those slight little things. I enjoyed them. Like, I wish I could have more time grappling with those guys just to learn so much more from them.
Yeah, it was cool. You could honestly see the Danaher influence a little bit too, where it's very calm, step by step by step. And I like a lot, sometimes professors won't walk around the room. He was walking around to every single group, making sure everyone was doing this, doing that. And there was that little fix with the grip that helped you a ton. I mean, he was a really, really good coach, which was so interesting to see for someone at his age.
Yes.
Right?
At 28.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said before, usually you have somebody who's in the room that's the head dog, like higher than him. Granted, this is the day that he's teaching, but usually I feel like you have to have somebody in the room who's better than you to get the rounds that you need to push yourself. Because even in my whole entire mixed martial arts career, even though I was better than most of my peers around me, there was always Matt Hume who beat me up. Where for him, he doesn't really have that. They all have good rounds, but he doesn't have that big dog in a room.
I wonder if it's Craig when he's here. That would be an interesting question to ask them.
Yeah, I know, right?
How that matchup is.
Yeah, because they're about the same size.
I think Nicky Rod's probably a little bit bigger, but Craig's he's a beast.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think Craig's longer, but not like stacked like he is. And it's kind of hear his perspective on, not doing juice. Has he had the temptation? And he's like, yeah, I've had it. But, you see all the stuff that they go through, the agitation, the bad acne, and I'm beating guys who are on it, so there's no reason for me to get it. Yeah, maybe if I'm like 45 and I need it and I still want to compete, I'll do it. But I think in the trajectory he's doing right now and all the competition he's doing and all the money he's making, I can see him maybe competing like 35, 36. I'm like, I'm good. Like, I'm going to chill, relax, maybe help my brother, keep helping B team. But I think as far as like having that like fucking pounding the ground and going ham, if he's got the finances set in place, he's like, I'm good. I don't need to do it anymore.
Yeah. And that's crazy too, that like J-Rod, I guess technically doesn't have a coach and doesn't drill.
Yeah.
But he's a beast.
He's a fucking
like, what the hell?
Yeah.
He gets second in ADCC.
Totally different perspective of what you see. And I think if you're surrounded by good people and just good peers, I think you can get away with it in jiu-jitsu. If you have the athleticism, you have the knowledge, you have the capacity to learn. Because I think, like, when you look at other guys like Mikey, he doesn't really have, the last professor I think he had was Cabrina, but he's not with Cabrina every single day. You look at the Rotolo brothers, now they're with Eric Paulson, but it's not jiu-jitsu, it's more of mixed martial arts. So when you look at these guys, I think it's a different type of culture, right? Because there is no big dog who's teaching them. Marcus Buchecha, he has Leandro, I believe. But it's just, it's very fascinating to see that they don't have a big head coach in the room Whereas in mixed martial arts, you go to Greg Jackson, you have Greg Jackson, you have Wiggle John. You go to, TriStar, you have, Farasa Hobby. You go to, Extreme Couture, you have Nick who's doing, Sean Strickland's camp. You have a very dominant figure in the room who's running the ship. And on there, they're just their own ship, navigating the sea the way they want to.
And it's crazy too, because that team is so good. I mean, did you have one easy round in there? Yeah.
I didn't. Maybe with the children I did. The guys who were more my size who weren't probably at that level of competition,
Yeah.
But those guys who are, Nicky, Rod, J Rod, and Josh, those three are like that pro level competition of going. The wrestling was on point. The grappling was on point. And I believe all three of them submitted me. Yeah, they all three submitted me. And that's okay. I can walk away with my head high, strong chest, and I feel great. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoyed this episode of the Mighty Recap, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, hit the bell to go live. And please do yourself a favor. Go follow the B team. Go get some of this man's carne jerky. He's going to be taking on Kainan Duarte. And he also has some amazing matches coming up soon. I am your host, Demetrious Johnson. That is my co-producer, co-host today, Nick Pappas. Welcome to another episode of the MIGHTYcast. And our next guest is a superstar on the online world on Twitch. I followed his career for a very, very long time. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Tyler, a.k.a. Ninja Belvins. How you doing, brother?
What's up, bro? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, man. It's been a long time. Oh, it's been a long time since I know, right? It's been a long time since we've seen each other in person. How's life?
Dude, it's good, man. It's good. Just getting ready, just doing a lot of cleaning around the house right now. My wife and I just getting ready. We're about to go back to Illinois, where like the rest of my family lives.
Okay.
We're gonna chill there at our other house for like a couple months and just spend some time with the gang. It's also just really hot here, so we're just trying to get a break from it all.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now I'm gonna jump right off it. You got a tattoo. You got a sleeve of Legend of Legaia. Let's talk about Legend of Legaia. I mean, it's beautiful.
Bro.
I saw it. Legend of Gaia. A lot of people don't know about this game. It was probably one of the best games that came on PlayStation 1. It was an RPG where if you want to do a combination, it was like up, down, then you do a critical art or a superior art or whatever it may be. What about the game that you love? Like, I love just the storyline, the combat system. I never beat it. We'll talk about that, why I never beat it, but tell me about the love of the game that you have for it.
Dude, so I literally was asked this on my stream like a couple days ago, and it was the very first like storyline driven game, right? That wasn't like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or some crap that I played growing up that like I was like, heavily invested in it. And I think what drew me to it, and this is what draws me to a lot of games, are like the darker the storyline, right? Like the deeper and darker the storyline, I think like the better, just like the more feelings I feel like you get out of it, right? Yep. And it pulls that out of you, and like that's what this game was about, right? I mean, you're seeing, like, dude, if this game was redone in like nowadays graphics, dude, like, bro, humans are being possessed by monsters, right? By the Tsuru, and the only way, like, in the mist, right? And for those who don't know, basically the mist is covering, the whole world. Yep. You don't know why, and no spoilers. The mist is covering the whole world. If you don't have a raw Tsuru, which is like what I have, like they have on their arms. This is Vaughn, he's the main character, and then Gala's got his right here. If you don't have a raw Tsuru, you enter the mist. A monster can possess you. So like that's dark, bro. Like that's some dark stuff right there. And then there's also one of the main characters, Noah, who I'm gonna have her like right here, I think. Ooh. She, her parents end up being like, I don't want to spoil it, I guess, too much, but like, dude, it's dark. It's a dark storyline. And then the combat system was one of the most unique combat systems I've ever had. It was right up there with Legend of Dragoon, where like you're timing the buttons to make the combo go better, which, by the way, like those weren't easy to do.
No.
Like you can easily miss those combos. And yeah, Legend of Legaia, dude, like, up, down, left. Like I still remember almost every single move, dude. Like Tempest Break for Noah, which is one of her best moves. It's a six combo move. It's right, left, up. She's got Rushing Gale, which is up, left, down, right. Like, and then you have their hyper arts, which, by the way, like you could miss their hyper arts. Yep. Like besides when you win them from a boss, like there were treasure chests that had their first hyper arts. So the game was just so cool, man. Like, there was like one of my favorite things about any game, of course, is like hidden treasure, right? You find a hidden treasure, you're freaking out. It's always exciting. And dude, there was like no sign of like, sometimes you would just have to like run across like walls or like bushes and forests and just spam the X button, and you'll find like a super rare item that you would normally never find before, and it's like an actual game-changing item. And I think like Elden Ring does a really good job of that too. Like, dude, there's items, armor, weapons everywhere, bro. Like, obviously the world is probably one of the biggest worlds I've ever seen in terms of like an open world, like, you know, discovery game. And like, it can change it completely, make the game easy, right? You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like that's just missed, bro. Like, those games, like, it's just missed. It doesn't exist anymore. Like, even Final Fantasy 16, one of my favorite games of this year, or came out last year. Like, it's a very, you know, I feel like a lot of games are like this, where it's just like, you're at your first town, you buy this item, you buy this armor, you go to the next town, you have an upgrade of armor, you go to the next town, you have, dude, love the kid, man. You go to the next town, next upgrade of armor, right? Yep. But like, you don't find in some crazy dungeon or, you know, in the open world, a secret area that has a legitimate like weapon that could change the game. And I feel like that was one of the things that Legend of the Gaia had, and you know, I love it.
Yeah, literally. I agree with you, dude. I agree with you. Like, I feel like games like that, Legend of the Gaia, Legend of Dragoon, I totally forgot about that game. I remember playing that. And then, I feel like Legend of Gaia had multiple discs, right? Like,
dude, this is going to blow your mind. It was one disc.
Was it? My God.
But it came in the case.
Yep.
I have it I only have it at my Illinois house. It came in the case that looked like it had 4 discs.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's why I feel like it was like a thick case where it had 4, but you're telling me it only had 1. It's been so long since I played that game. No,
first off, every other game that has that much content, dude, it has like 24 hours of content. Like, you cannot rush through this game, right? Like, so the fact that they were able to fit all this content on one disc, when, like, you know, I can play, you know, you play Final Fantasy 7 has 3, 9 has 4 discs, and it's like, dude, this has almost as much content as that on one disc.
Yeah, the game,
it's a miracle.
That game was amazing. I remember playing it when I was a kid, and you know, the mist would come and you would do the combinations, and I never beat the game. I got to the final boss. Like, I was not a fan of grinding. Like, it's like, okay, like you said, you get to a boss and it's like, oh, I'm not strong enough. I have to go down and go farm for like 2 hours and then go back and fight. Yeah, it was unforgiving, but I'm like, I'm not going to do that. If I go through the whole storyline, beat every single boss, by the time I get to the boss, I should be able to kill him. But I couldn't beat him. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. So I think now being 37, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to play the game in. I hope they remake it. It's just so hard to, you know, I don't have a PlayStation 1. It's not a PS5. It's you can download an emulator on your computer.
Which
but
I hate
want,
emulators.
I'm right with you.
I don't trust them, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, I just want one where it's like, hey, we're gonna remake it, and Square Enix is gonna remake it like they made Final Fantasy 7.
I wish, bro.
Why not just remake it and just say, for the true lovers out there, for the true gamers, here's this Legend of the Gaia. Enjoy,
dude. I think that I've actually. This is years ago when I was with Loaded. When Loaded was my agency that was representing me for deals and stuff like that. I remember I went to them and I was like, and this is when I was like peak ninja. We're talking like 100,000 viewers. I say peak ninja because I mean, like, bro, there was when I had like the most pull, right? 100,000 viewers, 10 million views of video on YouTube. Like, it was crazy. I went to them and I was like, guys, listen, because I started getting connections and like, you know, I was like, all right, well, if I have connections and people are like, I have my voices everywhere, like, I want to like reach out and try to find out who owns the rights to this game. And I'm 99% sure, maybe like 80%, that the company that created Legend of the Gaia or has the rights of it, like, just disbanded. So like, so no one can remake it. That's why it's not on the PlayStation Network, right? Because they can't get the rights to put it on the PlayStation Network. To download, because no one has the rights to it anymore. So I don't know if that means that someone can do it anyways and remake it, or like, will they get sued? I have no clue, but unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever see it, dude, unless someone just like fronts the bill. I know,
That breaks my heart, man, because that's the thing. Like, there's so many great games like Chrono Trigger. I would love a remake of that. Like, it was an amazing game. The music, the soundtrack. Like, I still listen to it to this day when I'm lifting out when I'm doing core. And I'm like, I'm just gonna listen to little Chrono Trigger, just listen to that. But the soundtrack, the games, the storytelling back in the day, like Devil May Cry, I mean, the list just goes on, was so much better than today's gaming. Like now, and I want to get your piece on this. I feel like now when it comes to gaming, every studio is focused on, is this a good streaming game? Right? It's like, hey, here's your game. You buy the game, you get 10 hours, and then the next DLC or the next expansion, you get the other 10 and you get another 10. Where back in the day, you played Devil May Cry and it was like 15 hours of fun, and that was it. Dante's like, all right, we're out of here. Boom. And it's like, thanks for playing. That was it. And everybody loved it. Everybody was like, that was an amazing game. Now you play a game like the Descendant just came out. Everybody's like, this game is horrible. Da 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 da. It's like, what happened? Just appreciate the 15 hours you fucking got. Now it's like, you make a game. We're spoiled. Talk to me about like what's your thoughts, because you play way more games than I do, because you're always streaming games.
So I will say, honestly, that's a great question. It's also a very good like assessment of gaming nowadays. I feel like streamers complain about it more than maybe casuals. Because streamers it's their job, right? So they literally, they get the game and they play it in 20-hour streams, and then they're done with it. But like, so there are games that still do exist like that, like Chrono Trigger, like your OG game, 15 hours. Like Sea of Stars, in my opinion, it's like a $20 game on Steam. It's one of the best games I've ever played, and a very original. Oh yeah, I'm not joking. Literally, give it a try. It is. Kind of like Legend of Dragoon with a combat style a little bit, where like you can like progress a move by hitting a combo and hitting a timer. But dude, it's a great storyline, original game. I think I beat it in like 20 hours, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less. Like, great exploration. And so there are companies that are making games like that, but it's just so few and far between, right? I think that a lot of companies nowadays, especially when they're your AAA, they're sitting here like, all right, great. We want to make the money when you buy the game for $60, like COD, but like, we're trying to make money, right? Yeah. We're talking about obviously downloadable content, but we're talking, skins, etc., things like that.
The microtransaction. I mean, you buy the season pass and it's like, $20 season pass, and then if you get through
3 months, here's another one.
3 months. And that's one thing I'll say about Fortnite is that if you buy the season pass and you play through the whole entire season, you get your money back, and it gives you the opportunity to buy the next season pass. But then every once in a blue moon, they might be like, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? If you missed the first Ninja skin, it's back.
It's back, dude.
Let's get it. And then
the game is free to play, though. That's the thing, dude. Like, the number one thing about microtransactions, and I will always say this, dude, like, make the game free to play.
Yep.
And then I don't care. Like, League of Legends and Valorant, like, so you still need to pay. It's very low to buy a new agent. I think it's like $4 if you want to play a new agent. But also, I'm pretty sure that you can earn enough experience by playing to unlock the agent for free. So I think that, and there's a way to do that in both League of Legends and Valorant. But yeah, man, like, Fortnite is like Fortnite is the perfect example of, it is not a pay to play game. It is free to play, and you don't need to buy skins. You don't need to spend money.
Yeah, like, you be the what they call them, the casuals, where you just run with the basic one.
The no skins, right? The Tifus, dude.
Yes.
Dude, like, that's totally fine. And then like, but put in good enough content or good enough skins where people will want to spend money, and then it's like, great. There's no, in my opinion, when I look at it like that, I don't think it's like, it just doesn't seem sellouty.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem solid because it's free to play the game. It's not pay to win, and that's another thing, right? You don't pay to win. So
you just pay to look
combo, dude.
Yeah, you pay to look
sick, dude.
Yeah, exactly. You pay to look sick. It's when I play Dark Souls or Elden Ring, I'm like, man, they're like, man, DJ, that's the weakest gear you can have. I was like, I'm playing Fashion Souls. I want to look dope as fuck when I'm slaying dragons. Don't come in with that. Don't come with that negative energy. Okay, now I want to talk about. I want to go right into peak ninja. Now I followed your career right when you started playing Fortnite, and then I felt like when you hit your peak, the start of the climb of the peak, and you correct me if I'm wrong, was you had Drake, and I felt like you had Nicki Minaj. I don't know who else was on there. I remember Drake.
It was Travis Scott, Drake, and Juju Smith-Schuster.
Okay, and you guys were all playing Fortnite together. Yeah. And then what did you guys get to concurrent viewers on Twitch?
So that was, I think we peaked at like 590,000. And then so that definitely, dude, like without a doubt, like, so before, people don't know this, before that happened, I was averaging already like 80 to 100,000 viewers.
Yeah. Yes, you were.
So like people, like a lot of people will be like, do I think that put me on the map like everywhere else in like pop culture and like globally? 100%. Like it's not even a question. But in terms of like streaming, like I was already pulling the numbers. I was already popping off, man. I was already pulling 4 million, 5 million, 6 million, 7 million views a YouTube video, just literally uploading gameplay from my stream, just cutting it, uploading it, dropping 20 eliminations, whatever.
Yep.
But
because you're putting the work in, that's what
dude.
a lot of people don't understand. Is like you were fucking killing it. Like when you're playing,
I don't think I got on Drake's radar, bro. Like
exactly, yeah. You're building and you were killing people, and then you were doing like 20 bombs, 25 bombs, and you win the game. And people who don't know how to play Fortnite, obviously, our listeners are more sports, but my biggest passion is gaming. It's always gonna be gaming because I feel like gaming, me and you can chop it up for about 3 hours. We can go on to talk about Legend of the Gaethje and Fortnite and Niskin and da. When it comes to MMA, if you don't follow the sport or if you don't train or you don't do it, you're like I'm totally lost, right? And so that's why I love gaming.
It's tough, dude. It's tough to follow. Like me personally, it's tough to follow MMA if I don't take like an active interest in every single card. Like there are so many incredible fighters everywhere, all over the place.
I'm saying that
in different belts and different weights. It's like, dude, they're like, dude, like who's like the main card? I won't know like half of them, and it's not because they're not amazing or they're not some of the best fighters in the world or they're not massive. It's because like I don't actively watch every single card, and if I don't watch every single card, I won't know. Or like the lead up to the fights, right? The banter and the interviews and etc. Like I won't know what's going on, and like gaming isn't. Yeah, I think that it's a lot easier
to follow.
To follow who's popping off and whatnot. I mean, all you have to do is just check social media, or literally, or like, check the directory of Twitch in 2 seconds, and you're just like, oh, these are the biggest streamers.
Exactly. It's like, okay, let's get back to Peak Ninja. You do that stream with Drake, Travis Scott, the boys, and then after that, I felt like it just went wham. Like, I think at one point you had 200,000 subscribers on Twitch, which means they're paying subscribers. A lot of people on YouTube, you subscribe, you don't pay anything, but if you're a member, you pay. So what was your peak subscriber
count? So our peak viewer count of all time, like viewer count, was Ninja Vegas, which was like, I think it was a couple months after the Drake stream. It was 660,000. So that was my peak. We're never breaking that ever again, by the way. So that was our peaks. It was 660K, Ninja Vegas. It was amazing, super incredible event. Courage and Lupo casted it, and they were incredible. And then the most subs I've ever had at one time, I think, was I could not give you an exact number, but it was like 267,000.
Damn.
Oh yeah, bro. But you just do the math. It was
just dumb money. You're like, baby, you want to buy this house right here? You want to buy this house right here? Which house you want to buy, honey?
Bro, it was literally a 3 point. So it was like $3.50 per sub times like 262. 3 times 262,000, $917,000
a month
in 1 month. Well, obviously, like
it fluctuates. It fluctuates.
It's a massive dip. Especially the reason I hit that was because it was like they just announced. Not only did they just have Twitch Prime, like Twitch Prime was relatively new. But they also did, and this is why it's so huge, dude. When Twitch Prime, and they don't do this anymore. I don't know if they've done this ever, like if they've done this since. But they did a skin that you could get in Fortnite if you had a Twitch, if you had Twitch Prime, or if you used Twitch Prime. So if you linked your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you would get Twitch Prime for free. And then you could use that to redeem a free, essentially free Fortnite skin.
Any skin.
No. Just it was a Twitch Prime skin by Twitch. Twitch and Fortnite did a deal. If you use the Twitch Prime, linked it to your account, your gaming account, it would go into your Fortnite like Epic account, and you would get a skin without having to like buy it in the store. And I was just telling everyone and their grandmother to redeem their Twitch Primes because dude, who doesn't want a free skin?
I agree.
That was the reason we skyrocketed to that much to begin with. But
gotcha.
It was nuts, man.
But see, I think you did something different that a lot of streamers didn't do. I saw that you had a brand. Like, my kids were coming home like, Dad, I need a ninja skin. I'm like, I know that, motherfucker. You don't need a skin. No, but they buy this skin. Then you had clothes in Target. You had underwears. And then you had you had a CD where you had a lot of music on there.
Ninja Works.
Ninja Works. Walk me through that process of that mind, because for me as a professional athlete, you know, I'm in that process. I'm at the tail end of my career. I'm focusing on building my brand, building the podcast. We're dropping our merch here pretty soon, or we already dropped our merch, depending on when we release this podcast.
Yeah.
But for you, it was like you made all this money and then you were like, I'm not gonna do anything with it. You started to build your brand even massive. You're almost getting that peak of Ninja. Walk me through that mindset that you had when you're like, okay, we're making $900,000 a month or $500,000 a month. Let's do something with this.
Yeah, I mean, that's a shout out to Jess, obviously my wife, who was my manager at the time, and Loaded, who, you know, we saw what we had. We saw we had this like global, just like phenomenon in the gaming world and the streaming world with Fortnite, and like we knew that in order to, you know, I've always kind of had like my shticks, right? And like that's kind of, I feel like that streamers have that. Streamers have like a shtick. I wouldn't call it a brand, and some do. Like, but it was like, how do we, you know, make it like, what the fuck is a brand? Like, at the end of the day, you know, I'm serious. Like,
yeah, you're right.
People
I hear you
about it, and it's like, dude, you know, it starts with like, you could obviously be, it's as simple as merch, right? But it starts with like, you know, you take your shticks, right? And then you kind of, I don't want to say monetize it, because it was, personally, it wasn't about making money. It was about like establishing me in the space, right? In like different spaces. So like, for example, like the headbands, right? Like we did a Red Bull Ninja headband, something that I started wearing after wins, right? I put on this like yellow bandana in my basement. And like that was like a part of the Ninja brand in a way. You know, so we started selling like headbands, and then like we did a lot of merch deals as well. And like, I wish we had more. I'm happy we did them. I wish that I personally, along with Loaded, were like a lot more careful about what we said yes and no to, because we were everywhere. And it was almost a bad thing. Like we were everywhere. Like we were in Target. We weren't, we had a Ninja Nerf gun, but it wasn't a Nerf gun. It was their competitor, their second, number 2. So we were there, and then we had like, we had 100 different Ninja shirts that came out. Like eventually to the point where there was so much, right? Like it ended up being like in Fiverr, right? And now it's like, okay, is there anything wrong being in Fiverr? No. But like, you know, like it's not a good look seeing a Ninja shirt for $1. You know what I mean? Like,
got it.
So like,
it basically watered down your brand. It's like if you,
it wasn't special, right?
Gotcha.
Like it wasn't special. It wasn't. And like, I think that if I had to do it all over again, Justin and I would have been a lot more meticulous and thoughtful with like the drops that we did. I think we would have done more drops. Like for some reason that was just not in our, like, we knew, you know, shoe drops, and we know how hype these things get, they sell out, etc. Like we just we missed it. Like that's a regret that I didn't even think about until just now. Is like, I really wish we came out with like high end merchandise, like 100 Thieves level. Like I'm wearing one of Nate Shot's, you know, 100 Thieves shirt right now. It's just high end, high quality. It's obviously expensive, but like, dude, this quality, like this shirt's gonna last forever, bro.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And like, and that's what's important. So like, I wish we did more thoughtful drops. But yeah, that's what it was about. Like our goal, and we did it. It worked. Our goal was to be everywhere. Have merch everywhere. We did like, you know, we did plushies, and we did toys, and we did, you know, anything and everything. And then obviously the Ninja skin in Fortnite helped. That was a very big moment of like the Ninja brand. Yeah, man.
Yeah, shit was everywhere. Like, I mean, I think it was a good thing, right? And like now hearing that from you, it makes me like with the Mighty merch, we're doing season 1, season 2, season 3. That's just nice. That's just from like you know, the creator of Fear of God Essentials. He goes, hey, here's season 1. Here's a limited run. Once it's out. It's all high quality. It is what it is. Then you gotta wait for season 2. Then obviously you can go on GOAT or, you know, Feature or Mr. Porter to get like the people who sell it aftermarket or whatever, the gray market, because it's not that much. But now hearing that you have the regrets, I'm gonna learn from you and just do season. That's what I already had planned. But I always thought about like when I do my brand that I don't care about. It's not about making money. It's just about. It's not. It's about spreading your flag everywhere. It's like if somebody's walking down the street, goes, "Oh shit, that's a Mighty shirt. That's Mighty swag. That's Demetrious Johnson." Literally. Instead of like, you know, I don't think a lot of people make a lot of money off merchandise, depending on how much you move, the volume of it.
It's all volume, right? So like, and unless you're a piece of shit who's, you know, I'm serious. No, I'm not calling anyone out by any means, but like, unless you're literally popping off like $10 shirts and you're selling them for 50, right? Like margins wise, like, you're not making money on merch. Like, you're not making great money on merch.
Yeah.
Like, one of the things I always tell my merch team every single time, I'm always like, I'll be like, hey, I want to do something like this. Like, I want to do this shirt or this or this. I want to add this. Like, make it like, the more like custom I make it, et cetera, the more high quality I make it, they're always like, it's going to cost more. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I like my first my message to them always, I'm like, take it out of my cut or something like that. Or like, give me less of a cut to like make up for it, because you're absolutely right. It's not about who gives a fuck about making money off of merchandise, unless like you're like Taylor Swift size, right? Where she's probably making hundreds of millions. But like, it's about people being like, dude, this guy's rocking, like you just said, a Mighty Mouse shirt. Like, it's that. It's like, it's getting it out there. It's getting people to be like, dude, nice drop, nice shirt. Like, that's rare as hell too, which is another thing that we've been doing. Like, we've actually minimized our drops significantly. A lot of people, like, the team that we work with, Killer Merch, they're incredible.
Same with us. That's who we work with.
Dude. I love them, bro. They have great stats, great statistics, and they let us know, like, we had, every time we did a drop, like last year, in 2023, we had one item that just killed it. Right. But like, we had so many amazing items. Yeah. And it was one of those things where it's like, people just weren't spending the money. And like, I don't want people to have to choose to spend the money, because I care about my audience's money. So I was like, all right, let's just let's just focus and just do, and this was their idea, and I loved it. And they're like, well, let's just do one item a month, one drop, and make it limited. And it's like, hell yeah. That sounds great. It makes, like, you want people to value the item. You want people to be like, hey, I got this. It was a part of a collection, or I like your season idea. I think that's great. Because
that's copyrighted 2024 Mighty Mouse Demetrious Johnson.
Demetrious Johnson, season 1. I love it, dude. I love it. I mean, I honestly, I might steal it myself and in a way, and do like a battle pass drop.
Hey, there you go.
Make it like a Ninja Fortnite collab, and just call it like the battle pass collection or something like that. Would be pretty sick, actually.
I love that. Okay, now let's now this is something that came up that was very interesting in the world of streaming. At the time, it was just, Twitch. You had Twitch. And then you had Facebook Gaming. And then you had Mixer, right? Yeah. And then you decided to leave Twitch, where you're killing it at, and you go to Mixer. Walk me through that transition you doing. And then Mixer ended up closing. Then you came back. But they shut down. But in your contract, the word on the street, you can confirm it or deny it, that if they were to close, you got paid out the rest of your contract. But talk me through your process of going to Mixer when you're killing on Twitch. You're like, you know what? I'm taking a leap of faith. I'm going to go to Mixer with Microsoft. Talk me through that.
Oh yeah, man. So first off, I want to give a quick shout out to my boy Arish. He was our lawyer that put that in, that made us not sign that contract until they basically said, like, if you guys go under, or not even under, if you guys just somehow something happens, like, he's getting paid out in full. And they were like, okay. So him putting that in there was obviously the reason that, yes, we did get paid out in full, and we only streamed for like 12 or 13 months out of the 2-year contract.
Let's fucking go. Shout out to your lawyer.
Shout out to Arish, bro. He killed it. And I also want to say real quick, and I've always said this, and people know it, like, I wanted Mixer to succeed. I did not go just for the bag. I had a delicious and nutritious a delicious and nutritious offer as well from Twitch. But it was the reason that we left for Mixer was because, like, I enjoyed the platform. I thought it was good. And I was like, dude, this will like set the tone of, like, you can pay a streamer to, switch sides, essentially, right? Like, just how an NBA player, an NFL player switches from one team to another because they get a better contract. Like, and like, the inflation behind these deals was real, in my opinion. It still is. And they're also almost all gone. Like, it's not happening anymore. So, like, I definitely started a wildfire of these deals and people choosing between Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, etc. And yeah, the reason I went was for that reason. I wanted to like break that space and like let people know, like, hey, you can make a very large earnings, like a very massive sum of money to be exclusive on a platform. And a lot of people made their bags, and unfortunately, it's not as common anymore. But dude, it went under. Mixer went under, and it's because they suck, dude. And what I mean by they suck is they didn't listen, dude. And what I mean by they didn't listen is, if for those who don't know, Microsoft owns Mixer, but Mixer wasn't a solo entity, right? So like, Mixer couldn't. One of the things it's small things that make people enjoy stream. It's small things that make people enjoy a website or a platform. And one of the biggest issues is you had to have a Hotmail account. Yeah, you had to have a Hotmail account or a Microsoft email to
be able to view to watch
to log in and watch.
Yeah.
Dude. I've said this 100 times. I've had to have my entire family reach out personally to like our contacts, because obviously we had contacts because we had the massive contract.
Yep.
Reach out to them to get their account like fixed and like to log in, because they were having issues. Like it was the weirdest shit. So it was impossible to land people on the page.
Yep.
No one was signing up because who the hell is going to make an entirely new email to watch it's a barrier, and no one wants to do that, right? The more barriers you have, people aren't going to do it. So that was number one. They didn't fix it. They wouldn't fix it. Cringe. Number two, changing the username. They give you a username off the start. So that's another step. If you want to make your own individual username, you got to go into your account. You got to go into your settings after you've logged in, and then you got to edit, and you got to edit your name. It's easy to do.
That's so much shit.
Like, why not let me just choose my name? Why not let me type my name in? It's available. Boom. Account's made, right? So that was an issue. Everyone's chat was the same color. I hate that. I think it's still like that on YouTube. Everyone's username was green. One of my favorite things about Twitch when I'm on there, and it's still one of my favorite things about Twitch, is the color of your username. You can change it, and it can be like as custom as possible. And I have viewers and I have subscribers and moderators that have a unique color, and I know how short or long their name is. And I'll like see out of the corner of my eye. If I see that color and like the length of the name, I know it is. I like, and it like, I'll get like butterflies a little bit, right? Like, it's like, oh my God, that's my boy. They're here, right? Like, this is sick. And Mixer didn't have that. Everyone just looked bland. All the messages were blurring together. So the chat experience as a streamer, it wasn't pleasant. And it was like we were having these conversations to the people at Mixer, and unfortunately, at the end of the day, they needed to go to, like, it could have been, and who knows how busy Microsoft is. They had to go to Microsoft and be like, hey, can we make these changes? And it was almost always a no, or God knows, maybe you never even got to them.
Yeah.
So all of our feedback was just completely, I don't even want to say ignored. It just it didn't matter.
It seemed like it was ignored because the Mixer ended up collapsing. It shut down, and it just disappeared. It was like, once that happened, it was like, holy shit. But then I think Shroud went too, right? I think it was Shroud.
Yeah,
as
me
well.
and Shroud, the Mixer boys, dude.
Yeah, Mixer boys. But then you both got paid out. It was like, I never forget, Dr. Respect goes, how about Ninja, Mixer closed down, and he still gets all that money. Fuck! Because I don't know.
He had an offer. I'm pretty sure he had a juicy offer.
Yeah.
Dude, we actually had, it's so funny you mention that. I don't know if I can say this, but like, I won't say names, but a lot of people in the industry at the time, like, we were all spitballing like, hey, dude, like, let's just all go here. Right? Like, let's all just take a deal and like just ride this out for like, a year or two, like with each other. And a lot of people made decisions about where they were going, because some people were going and some people weren't. And I say some people were going when it literally was just me and Shroud. But hey, dude, sucks to suck, bro.
Yeah, well, I love that concept that you brought up, that you went there to show that you can make money outside of the big, basically Twitch. And how I relate it to my world, the mixed martial arts, is that you have so many different organizations. You have UFC, which would be the Twitch, because everybody wants to be there. Everybody wants to, they make the most money. But then you have one championship where I'm at, and people make great money over there. You have PFL, Bellator, they make great money. And then you have, the minor leagues. And when I left the UFC, I had a better offer at one championship. And I was like, I'm taking a leap of faith. I believe myself. You get a guy like Sergio Pettis, who left for Bellator, and he's making more money than probably the champion is at, the UFC, the flyweight champion, because he was a flyweight at that time. So to hear that, you and Shroud went to Mixer. Some people went, I know Dr. Lupo, eventually he went to YouTube. Tim and Tapman Courage, they were at YouTube. Then, Max Holloway, good friend of mine, he went to Facebook Gaming. Now he's with Kick.com.
Hell yeah,
and
he's
so,
getting paid.
Oh, yeah. And so some of those, it was very rare to see somebody who was killing it on Twitch move to Mixer. And I always wanted to get your insight on that, and then to, have the confirmation that you got paid out in full when the company closed.
Yeah, dude, I wanted it to work so bad, bro. Like, a lot of people, like, I was live every day, bro. Like, I think my minimum hours a month, I think it was at like 100 or 150, but I was streaming like 325 hours a month for like 10 months. Dude, I was doing like 12-hour streams every day. Like, I wanted it to work so bad on that platform. I was like, I said to my wife, I said to myself, I was like, me not putting in the work, me not streaming on this platform is not going to be the reason that it doesn't succeed, right? It's not going to be the reason that like I didn't want them for a second to be like, oh God, great, this guy got, because like honestly, let's be real, a lot of people do it on Kick. There are a lot of people that got paid on Kick and they're not, and they're not even streaming on it anymore. And it's like, I was like, dude, I'm gonna fucking take this deal because not only do I believe in it, but I'm like, I'm gonna grind my ass off and I'm gonna try to make this platform blow up. Yep. And I put the fucking work in, dude, but it does not matter because bye, dude.
You got to listen to the community. Okay, so that you go back, Mixer closes, and then now I felt like you were the first person to say who led the charge. Like, we shouldn't be exclusive to one contract. We should be able to stream everywhere. And then here you are, you're streaming on Twitch, you're streaming on Facebook, you're streaming on fucking Twitter, you're streaming on YouTube, you're streaming everywhere. Now, what was the decision to do that instead of like, you know, I'm just gonna go back to Twitch. You guys want to watch me at, you know, twitch.tv/ninja.
Yeah, dude, that one. So a lot of people don't know, like, I streamed for a year for free. And like, I don't care how much money I have, like taking a year and not making any money, like from streaming, like, yeah, we had like a couple brand deals here and there, but like, yeah, that's never fun, right? To just be like, all right, we're basically just blowing money. Every money, all the money that we're spending is not like being recouped unless, you know, our investments are popping off. But yeah, like I wanted to stream everywhere. I thought it was just the right thing to do. Talking to Jess and talking to my assistant Andre, I was like, dude, I've always felt like for a long time, like, why not be like, why doesn't Twitch, because Twitch was one of the biggest, you know, it was in their terms, why the hell can you not be a partner there and then multicast somewhere else? Because like, no one is going to leave Twitch to go watch you stream on another platform. Like, that's just, you know, Twitch has the live streaming market, and it's very enjoyable to watch a stream on Twitch. So I was, you know, it was one of those things where it's like, you guys aren't confident in, like, I don't know what the issue was. It's like, are you guys not confident enough that like your platform and your product is better, so that if people are streaming elsewhere, they're going to leave Twitch and go watch elsewhere? But like, one of their issues, and this is what I talked with Dan about, and Dan's an amazing CEO. I absolutely love him. I love his transparency. I love how open he is. We had a bunch of conversations about it, and like, their biggest fear was, and people still do this, and I think they get away with it, but their biggest fear was going live on Twitch and then like sending them while you're live to the other platform, like trying to open the door and like push them somewhere else, and then end Twitch and then finish there. Like, that was one of the things. It's like they didn't want streamers just pulling their viewers away to another platform and trying to poach them. And I get that, and I get that. But now, you know, fast forward a year later, here we are, dude. We can all stream everywhere, and it makes sense. I wanted like a proof of concept, right? Where like, I wanted to prove and have numbers and be like, listen, I streamed for a year straight, and like, not only did my Twitch numbers like grow a little bit, they definitely didn't go down because I was multicasting, right? They definitely didn't go down because I was live on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Like, if anything, I was able to take people from TikTok while I was multicasting and actually pull them over to Twitch.
Exactly.
Here we are, bro.
Yeah, and look to this day, Twitch is still, in my eyes, the biggest streaming platform for gaming. Right? I mean, YouTube does a good job, but YouTube, you know, when I was on Twitch, I streamed for fucking 9 years on Twitch, and my channel just would not grow. And I think that's probably, you know, my problem, my fault, because I never wanted to. You'd ask streamers, hey, you want to collab? You want to collab? And they're like, nah, I'm not going to collab. I got my own, you know, own thing going on. And for me, I hated playing. I only play games I wanted to play, right? And Fortnite wasn't one of those games. Like, you got to follow the trend. Like, oh, Fortnite's big right now. Oh, COD's out. Oh, this is out. Yep. I just couldn't find myself doing it. Then once I switched to YouTube, my whole channel blew up. When I stream, I would average, you know, maybe 250. I know those were pennies to you, Mike.
No,
big to
me.
Dude.
Depending on what you were getting, that's great, man. Like, you're seeing growth always.
Yeah, so it was massive. Like, if I were to play UFC 5 or UFC 4, I would have, you know, 3,000 viewers. I'm like, I don't like playing the game. I'm not going to do it just to get the viewership. I want to play and enjoy myself. And here's a question for you. How do you still, like, obviously you enjoy streaming, but how do you find the energy to get on there and play the game, like, all the time? like how much are you streaming now? Like, what's your streaming schedule?
So the last couple of days I've been doing like 6-hour streams. But like, my streaming schedule lately, I would say pretty much this entire year has been like Monday through Friday, 8 to 12. So like, But like,
Oh, hang on. 8 a.m. to 12 p.m.
8 a.m. to 12. So 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. So 4 hours.
That's not bad. That's
No,
not
no,
bad.
no, no, not bad at all.
That's because you don't have kids yet, right? It's just you.
No,
and
I don't have
Jess.
kids yet. So
Yeah, so you just wake up like, I have breakfast, play, you're done in 4 hours.
game, 12 o'clock. I usually go work out, come back, have a show or something like this, record a podcast, and then I'm free for the night. And I love that. Like, I love that. It's been one of my favorite things about moving down here to Florida. We have so much to do, and the sun's out, and there's, going to the beach and having some brewskis, watching the football games, whatever the case may be. Like, having that time right now has been incredible. But I'm at the mercy of, like, right now personally, I'm at the mercy of Fortnite, like, because I love playing other games on stream, but of course you have to think about what gets you the most viewers for sure. Yep. That has to be, that's important. But if you aren't known for multicasting or like being a multi gamer, like you have to really navigate the space in a much different way. So like if I wanted to play another game, like I would start with Fortnite, get my viewers up, hit my peak viewership, and then I would swap to the game that I want to try out, or like to a different game. And that way you start, and you get your chat excited about it, you get them hyped about it, and like that's a way to transition into another game.
Yep.
It's a little, yeah.
But my question here is that you made so much fucking money.
I
mean,
I
you
don't
made
have
so
to stream, dude. But like,
you don't have to stream, right?
I still love it.
Exactly. So you don't have to stream. So why don't you be like, hey guys, like this game's dropping, like Elden Ring. Like I don't know if you played a new Shadow of Elder Tree.
I haven't played the DLC, and I actually stopped streaming my Elden Ring playthrough like years ago, or like a year ago. Like halfway through.
So why do you feel? I feel like now I was like, guys, I got like 50 million to bank. I got investments that are paying me X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna play this fucking game. You either come watch me or not. I'm done playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
Like why haven't? That's how I feel like I do it now. Like I'll play Street Fighter 6. So like, man, you should play this game. I was like, I don't want to play that game. I don't need to play that game. I don't care to play that game. Have you ever had that come across? I mean, it's no disrespect to the community.
No, you're not. No, absolutely not.
Right? Like you're giving them a good experience to experience the first time playing a new game.
Well, I would also like, let's be real here. It's not like I would just play a game and just say fuck you to my audience and not try to be entertaining. Like, so if I did play another game, like it would still be, epic. It would still be the same,
of course,
the same fucking shit as my Fortnite streams. But like, it's still just an ego thing, bro, for sure. For me personally, like I don't like. Like I know that like viewership is low in general for gaming across the board right now. Yeah. But like, dude, I already get it. Like I'll be at like 10,000 viewers on Twitch, 5,000, 6,000 on YouTube, 4,000 on TikTok. I'm pulling 20K, right? Yeah. Which is fucking amazing. You look at anyone, like you go to anyone and be like, hey, I can pull 20,000 viewers live streaming. They'll be like, oh my God, bro. Like,
nowadays,
that's
like, massive.
That's massive. Like, that's huge. Yeah. But like, it doesn't matter because of what I used to pull. So I already was pulling, at peak, like concurrent, not during those big sessions, like 100K, 90K, 80K. So to go from that to this, I've already had to like check my ego millions of times, like to not fucking end my own life. I'm not even joking. Like, dude, the shit, bro, to put it lightly, the shit I get every day, everywhere, it's insane. I don't even know why I'm here. I'm not even joking. I don't even know why I'm still making content. Every day on everyone streams, everyone else's posts, everyone else's comments. I fucking post a video, washed up. No one cares, bro.
See, you need to get on my level. It's just like when they say wash, I'm like, yes, I just washed $20,000 in the bathtub. So I hope you. Thanks for stopping by and leaving a comment.
Dude, you're a fighter, bro. Like Demetrious, you have like this aura around you, so it doesn't matter. If people expect you to be cocky, I'm like a fucking gamer, and I start flexing. Like I pull an XQC where I just keep flexing my $250,000 watch. Like my community would look at that and be like, bro, fuck you. Like remember where you came from, all this shit, and I would think that too. So I do it. I flex on people when they're fucking assholes.
Yes, of course, the assholes. I'm not saying
the twats, but like if someone calls me washed, like I get that. Like I get that 100 times a day. It's not unique. So I'm used to it.
Well, you should ask. Like, well,
I'm not ready to go down to like 1,000 viewers. I'm not ready for it, bro. I can't. At that point, I might as well just retire.
Yeah, we'll just get out. We'll just get up before you get 1,000 viewers. I don't know. I just find it like, because like I said, I've been following your career for a very, very, very long time. I was one of those, subscribers where you have 90,000, viewership, and I'll be subscribed to your channel. Then, and I obviously the chat's going crazy, so I would never post just because you would never see it. But,
I remember some of your resubs.
Yeah, and so sometimes it will go down to, now you're at maybe 20,000 viewerships.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, there has to be a point in time where you're like, guys, I'm not playing Fortnite. Like, I want to try the new Elden Ring, kick
I'm
back,
ready.
grab a beer, grab some popcorn, and let's enjoy this adventure together.
Yeah.
But then
I'm getting there, bro. DJ, I'm getting there. I promise you, I'm getting there. Like, I already tried doing a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth stream. I was doing that. Viewers would drop to like 1,000, 2,000.
I'm sorry, man. But see, that's so crazy. Like, it's just like,
I
and
just
that's
have to suck it up, man. Like, first off, that game in general wasn't already getting a lot of viewers. So it wasn't like an Elden Ring. Elden Ring's pulling numbers. Of course, let me just go fuck myself. All the games that I love and want to stream aren't. Like, dude, like, what was an OG game, Final Fantasy 11? Dude, that game would get 5 viewers, right? Like,
I remember you playing that. You were playing that, and I'm like,
that was bad. That
Final
was post.
Fantasy.
That was after kick.
Yep.
Oh man, that was terrible, bro.
I remember you were playing Final Fantasy 11 because you and a family member had a certain server you guys would play on, right?
Yeah, we were playing on a private server. Me and my
private
brother.
server, and it's like. I'm sitting there, I'm like, hey, he enjoys the game. And I actually enjoyed watching you do that because I could tell that you enjoyed that, right? It's like for me, like I love Final Fantasy 14, A Realm Reborn, but everybody hated it. They're like, when you gonna play UFC? I was like, I do that every day in the gym. I don't need to simulate a fight because I can go get in a fight. I don't need to do that.
I get it, bro. I am so close, dude. I am so close to just being like, new game comes out, we're gonna rock it. Like we're gonna do a playthrough.
And that's for me personally. That's why I feel like it ruined streaming. It ruined gaming for me.
It's tough, bro.
Like you said, like if Legend of the Guy were to come out tomorrow, you'd be like, shit. Do I stream it?
I would play that game. That's a different. Bad example, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right?
Like, yeah. It's. Do you want to? I don't know, man. I don't know. I've been streaming for so fucking long, dude. I'm obliterated mentally. I don't even like, I don't plan shit anymore, bro. Like, I don't plan like, oh dude, I'm going to do a 1 week long Elden stream. Like what Kai does. Like Kai on that level, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable thought going into this, right? Unbelievable, like, production value. He freaking did a commercial for his DLC for the Elden Ring. Like, I can't. I'm 33 years old. I'm over it. Like, like, am I gonna do a playthrough? Maybe. But am I gonna do it like that? Like, I don't know, man. I don't have the time to do that right now.
Yeah, because you have so much more stuff going on, and like you said, you've been streaming for so damn long. And before you jumped into streaming, you were a professional Halo player.
I'm gaming, dude.
Right,
you're a gamer my whole life.
Yeah, and so for me, it's like when I see someone who's seen what you've gone through, like professional gamer at the highest level, Halo. FPS. Then, you jump into Fortnite, become peak ninja. You got merchandise all over the place. You have Ninja Works. You got a, thing going on Spotify. Then you jump to Mixer, and you leave Mixer. Then you come back. Then you're multicasting. And then now it's like you went from like 666,000 concurrent viewers. Now you're at maybe 20,000, depending on the game you're playing. Little baby. And it's like, I don't know why they'll say you're washed, but to see the ups and then I don't want to call it down. It's just a different transition.
Like, you could call it a different transition. At the end of the day, you're absolutely right. Like, no one's ever gonna ride that high forever. It's not possible.
No. Yeah.
Like, it's just not possible, dude. Like, I had so many people telling me, like, especially YouTube, like the YouTube community, like the workers, they were like Tyler, like, this is not gonna last. I was like, thanks for that. And I knew it wasn't gonna last. Obviously, like at that level, you can't be at that top for that long until it's gonna drop off. I knew it was gonna drop off. And I'm happy, dude.
See, that's the biggest thing.
Leave me alone, dude. Just enjoy the content. If you don't like it, don't comment.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Like, even in any sport, basketball, even in the music industry, anything you do, eventually it's going to come to an end. And like I said earlier in the podcast, you were smart to have great people surrounding you who gave you the blueprint. It's like, hey, that mixer deal, you made 15 million, whatever it was. We're going to take 3 million of that and we're going to throw it in, the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ or the Dow.
We're everywhere, bro. We're everywhere. Yeah. So that's...
So you don't have to have, like, your ego is like, you know what? Like, I don't need, like, yes, the viewership is low, but you're doing it because you're passionate about streaming,
dude,
right?
I still love gaming. I still love streaming, and like I love my boys and like the girls that I have that are longtime subs and like that community. I don't know. I hear you, bro. Like, I have Jess tell me consistently, she'll be like, you can stop whenever. Literally. And like that's the best possible thing to have is like, you know, your significant other being like, you can like whatever the next stage is, like, you know, we'll figure it out, but like we're good. Like if it gets too much for you to, you know, be ragged on. I'm not joking when I tell you, dude, like I am like 90% shit talked like everywhere.
Why?
5%, 10%, you know, is like my community, my diehards that are like, we love you, Ty. It's like, thanks, guys. But I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why. Like it's people would rather tell me I'm fucking washed than like, you know, enjoy the moments that we had in like the Fortnite days, right?
Well, usually when I tell people, I was like, if somebody's gonna talk shit about you, they're not doing pretty well.
Nobody, I know they're not doing well, but like,
I know, yeah, exactly. But like, think about that. Somebody who's doing well in life never goes out of their way to put somebody down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody does that. I was just on a trip in Texas. I was hanging out with some amazing people, and they're all very successful. And not once in the conversation ever come across about talking shit or putting anybody down.
Yeah.
Not one. Right? They're all successful people.
Yeah.
People who surround themselves with other assholes who aren't doing very well in their life, always looking to put people down. So I apologize, Ninja. I think you're still killing it.
I appreciate it, man.
I loved your whole journey from, you know, beginning of Halo and then peak Ninja and then where you're at now. I think it's very inspiring. Thanks, because eventually everybody wants to make it to that level. A football player, basketball player, they all want to make it to that level of wealth. Yeah. And once they make it to that wealth, you got to extend that wealth to generations, right? So when you just have children, they're gonna inherit that wealth, and you hope when they inherit that wealth, you teach them to pass that wealth down and keep it going, just like the Rockefellers, right? And so I think what you've done is absolutely amazing. Real quick before we let you go, Michael, what you got for my man Ninja? Michael is just now getting into the gaming space. He doesn't really know a lot about gaming, but I want him to get an opportunity to get in here and talk to you.
Yeah, first of all, shout out to the Chicago suburbs. I'm from Northbrook, Illinois. DJ doesn't know he's a Seattle guy. He doesn't know how cool the Chicago surbs are. And
bro. Gray's like Central, bro.
Oh yeah, the Glenburg North. Yeah, represent.
I fought in Chicago and sold out the arena there. So let's okay, I've made more money in Chicago than you have, my friend. Let's not jump the guns.
Yeah, I don't know why UFC never goes Chicago. Maybe it's since you went there. They're like, oh, DJ had such a stinker of a fight. We don't want to disappoint those fans ever again. But no, I want to ask you a question about a game that I actually haven't talked to DJ about. GTA 6. It has been what's your take on, from my perspective looking out, I'm not a huge gamer, but it's like you got this literally billions of dollar budget. We're waiting years and years for it. Do you like this model of like really taking their time, having this banger of a game, or do you think it has taken like a little long and it's losing a little bit of luster?
It's not losing luster at all. I think from everything I've seen, from like the graphics to what you're gonna be able to do in this game, like I don't, dude, it's gonna be sick. It's going to be. I mean, first off, you see how big role playing is right now in GTA 5. It's pretty much all they have left, obviously, because it's been so long. But dude, it is going to be the biggest game in the world for a very long time. Like I think it's going to, like, until something else comes and knocks it off, like. Or like knocks it down a peg. Like I think the RPing, the role playing on GTA 6 is going to be out of this fucking world. Like just think about like, again, just like the graphics are so much better. So it's going to be even more enjoyable to watch it like as a spectator. And I think it's just going to be massive, dude. I think it's going to be massive. I think, you know, the storyline is going to be great, of course, but like after the fact, like it's going to be everywhere. It's going to be everywhere. It's going to be everywhere for a long time.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing, I jumped into a little bit of Grand Theft Auto 5 RP, and there's only one server that it takes everybody and their mom is on it, right? No pixel, right? And I even got whitelisted, but even for me to get into the fucking server, it took like 3 or 4 hours just to get into it. And I'm like, guys, I'm fucking 36 years old. I don't have 4 hours of waiting in line. Like, this is bullshit. Like, and I see Shroud on there, and I see, Lyric's brother on there, Dasmini, he's on there playing. I'm like, how the fuck do these guys have time to get into the server?
Yeah,
but if they can
maybe they just queue in beforehand, right? And just like predict
fucking
it.
Christ.
Dude,
but I think
it's gonna be better though. Like, I'm pretty very sure that they're going to have high level RP servers. in advance, like ready. Like RP is they realize how big their RP servers are and how big it is in their community, and they're definitely going to be prepared for GTA 6. So like there will be another no pixel like that. Who knows? Maybe like the level of like how many people can be on at once is going to be raised as well, which would be incredible. But dude, for them like taking their time, I think it's smart. There's so many games and so many companies that just have shat the bed because the whoever owns the game is like.
Gray Warzone, good example. Yeah. Gray Warzone just came out, and it's like they just threw it out there. Just threw it out there.
Cyberpunk.
Yep. Everybody's like, this game is fucking horrible.
Yeah. It obviously, after all the fixes, everyone says it's an incredible game. But guess what? It doesn't matter, right? The launch of the game was tainted, and I didn't play it because of it, right? And it's things like that, right? You lose audience members, you lose streamers that aren't going to play it. Master Chief Collections with 343 Industries. That was one of the biggest flops in the world. Like of all time. Bro, you would queue up. You queue up. First off, matchmaking would take an hour to get into a game. If you got into a game, it was like a 1 versus 15.
Yep.
You queue up into a Slayer. You're in a capture the flag 8 on 20. Like, dude, it was just bonkers. The game wasn't ready. But they had a deadline, and they're like, here you go. And GTA 6 is not doing that. They're taking their time. I respect it. It's going to be well worth the wait. And it's going to be my very first GTA game I've ever played.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well,
I had a great, I grew up in a very, my mom was never going to let me play that game, dude.
Hey, it is what it is. I mean, you're going to get the best, version of Grand Theft Auto. And hopefully they do launch some RP servers with the game itself, because if they do that, I'm all on board, because I enjoyed playing a little RP that I got to on No Pixel and other ones. I absolutely loved it. So hopefully they can do that. So Ninja, this is your opportunity to let the people know, where can they find you, what you got coming up next, how can we support you in your next endeavors?
Dude, you can watch me Monday through Friday, 8 to 12, twitch.tv/ninja or youtube.com/ninja. Drink Nutcase, dude. Go to drinknutcase.com. Better for you, better tasting chocolate milk, dude. Gluten-free, dairy-free, actual sugar in there. No artificial sweeteners, anything like that. It's incredible, delicious, and nutritious. That's it.
Boom.
Pretty much it, man. Look forward to Ninja New Year's. We're running Ninja New Year's back at the end of this year, so...
What's Ninja New Year's? What's that?
We just have like a little celebration, right? Like last year we did it was like a mini party with a bunch of, like giveaways and games and shit like that. And then this year, I think we're doing more of like a poker style thing. We're going to do like a big poker game and then like a party in Vegas or some shit.
Yeah, I saw that poker game with you and Ryan Garcia, and the way he was fucking acting. I'm like, what? I'm like, how fucking old are you, dog?
Pray for him, man. He's going through some shit. Literally. I had a good moment with him. Like, we had like a very bromance moment. I've seen what he's typed. I've seen what he's tweeted. I've seen like how he can get, but he wasn't like that. It was almost like I was talking to like, one of my boys, like that was taking it a little too far, but nothing crazy. And then, apparently the second he got out of the table and he was doing those interviews, he was the exact opposite. It was right back to, completely different. So anyways.
Boom. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this episode of the MIGHTYcast. Make sure you go give Ninja a follow on Twitch and YouTube and support this man and buy some of that nutcase. As always, I am your host, Demetrious Johnson. That is my co-host, Michael Wandover. And that is our guest, Ninja. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and also hit the bell when we go live. What's going on, boys? Welcome back to another episode of the Mighty Recap. And we just had Ninja on. And this is part of the episode where we sit back and we basically recap what we just went through with our guest, Ninja. I think the biggest thing is to hear from him that, first off, I'm so happy to have confirmation that he made all that money from the contract with Mixer, because that was the biggest thing. He was killing it on Twitch with making $960,000 to maybe the low end of $400,000. Obviously, that was a peak Ninja. And then for him to leave Twitch and go to Mixer and take a leap of faith at a platform that had no community whatsoever. Like, Twitch always has a community because it has the biggest streamers under. You had Ninja, Dr. Lupo, Tim the Tapman, Courage, Nate Shot, Dr. Respect, Lyric, Asmongold. The list just goes on. And for him to leave Twitch and go to Mixer, and then Mixer collapse, and then him still get paid, that big ass salary. I heard it was in the millions. To hear that he got paid, absolutely amazing team around him. Absolutely amazing team.
Yeah, and I just respect the honesty of him of being like, dude, I reached this fucking ridiculous peak because Ninja, especially from someone like me who isn't really dialed into the streaming culture or anything like that. Everyone knew Ninja though. Like you might not know the more niche streamers, but Ninja was just absolutely took off, blew up. And you know, it is a different Ninja, right? You know, it's not the Ninja of years ago where he's doing the Fortnite streams and he has your underwear and Walmart or Target or whatever it may be. But I think it's cool that he's adapted with the times and can still have a passion for streaming, because it's understandable to have him see, okay, as he said, 90 to 100,000 a month, and now he's getting I forgot what he said, but maybe what he say?
He said 20, maybe
20,000. That's right.
20,000. And here's the thing that I always hated about streaming. It pisses me off is that it's only 20,000 viewers if he plays the game that everybody wants to see him play. If he plays Fortnite, he'll get 20,000 viewership across all the platforms: Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it now, and Facebook Gaming, where there's people who grind till this day, when I was grinding back in 2013, that still have 90 viewers, 85 viewers, because their channel never picked up. So I feel like streaming for me was always a dead end because my channel never grew until I switched to YouTube and started making content like the MIGHTYcast, the Void Breakdown, just breaking down videos, instant reaction. That's when my channel really blew up, because that's what the people want to see. And I'm also passionate about, creating that content, but I'm also very passionate about gaming. But if I didn't play the UFC game, or if I didn't play the hottest and newest game, I wouldn't get any viewership. And it's very interesting to see someone who's made millions of dollars and doesn't need to stream still have that ego. And he even mentioned that he has that ego, that he doesn't want to have 1,000 viewership. He doesn't want to have 500 viewership, even though it's a game that he truly, truly wants to play.
No, it's no different from us that I'm sure this episode, there's going to be people like, hey, you're not talking to Nate Diaz or Mike Perry or Rampage, talking to Ninja. It might not be their type of things. They're an MMA fan or a combat sports fan. So, and I totally get that, but I am a little bit surprised of Ninja, the reputation that he's built, the streaming, that you wouldn't just enjoy him playing some game that he's passionate about. I feel like that's more interesting to me, I guess, than doing the same games all the time. Fortnite. It was cool to hear about GTA 6, because for me on the outside looking in, everyone knows that game is going to be so massive. One of the biggest games of all time from a budget standpoint, and probably will sell some of the most copies of a game ever. So it's cool to hear that he is going to do that and that he hasn't done a GTA before, because in my eyes, I don't want to only see people play. Even you, I want to see you stream GTA. Like it's maybe it's not your thing.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, but I would love to just watch you do it, because it's such a big game that it's so boring if people are like, oh, Ninja, I still want you to do Fortnite. Like, no, fuck that. Like GTA 6 has been so long awaited. I believe right now it's targeted for the end of 2025. So I think it is good at least that he's saying I'm gonna stream that, because you have to do it.
Yeah, 1,000%. Just give you context. Like a guy like Dr. Respect, who doesn't stream anymore, he would stream Call of Duty. First-person shooter games were the games that he would play all damn day. Same with Tim the Tatman, same with Shroud, Summit 1G. Those guys would all play first-person shooters, and they would play it all the time. I feel like Lyric was one of the ones who would he would play all the games that he wanted to play, and he would still have a massive viewership, and he always stayed on Twitch. And I think the biggest thing that I loved about talking to Ninja was that he was, like you said, he was always honest about everything. Like he wanted Mixer to succeed. He did way more than his obligated hours that he had to, and that's typically how it happens when you do a contract. Like I had an opportunity to go stream for Facebook Gaming, and it was like you have to do like 25 hours a week, and I'm like, dude, I'm not playing video games for 25 hours a week. I don't even think I would play 25 hours a week if I didn't have children, or I would just get bored of gaming. And he would do 12-hour streams every single day. Could you imagine that? Like playing, like I could not imagine even talking to somebody for 12 hours a day, doing a MIGHTYcast for 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. That would be way too much just way too much. I just
No,
couldn't do it.
it
But
does.
for him
It
to
does
st-
make me feel better about your workload because I respect our fans are so great and they're so appreciative of the work that you put into the YouTube and especially the reaction videos when we post that shit at like 3 or 4 a.m. and they're just like, how the fuck did those guys just do that? But it makes me earn another level of respect for these streamers because even the amount of work we're pumping into this YouTube, it is not. You know, and Ninja's on the lower side, by the way. He's only doing 4 hours because he's already built this reputation. He's not grinding anymore. But the really serious streamers on their way up, I mean, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but it's 6 to 8 hours 5 times a week, right?
A day.
Yeah, exactly.
A day, yes. And they're not getting, like you said, those deals that used to come back in the day were inflated. So, you know, Kick will like, hey, we'll have you come over to, I'm sure when Kick had Max Holloway go to that platform, I'm sure Kick was like, hey, we're gonna give you a 6-figure deal just to come and stream on our platform, where those deals are nowhere to be found nowadays. So where people are hoping one day they make that amount of money to stream in general, but it's very far and few in between. And the fact that Ninja still streams, you know, 4 hours a day, even though he has a fuck ton of money in the bank. For me, I'm like, yeah, like now I'm more focused on building the YouTube content and the instant reaction and the MIGHTYcast because I actually enjoy doing that stuff. Like when I'm uploading these videos and sending them to you, I'm gonna play Diablo 4. If I was to stream Diablo 4 right now, I might get like maybe 200, maybe 150 viewers because nobody cares about the game, but I love the game as of right now. So just to hear his mindset, talk about his ego, and to see what he's working on with his Ninja podcast and Nutcase and all that stuff, and he's still grinding just because he wants to, it's kind of inspirational.
Yeah, we got to get you versus Max some kind of stream on some game. Find the right fit, find the right platform. Because I want to see who the BMF is of the video game world, not that not the MMA world.
Man, it's so hard. Like I don't like the games. Like I don't play the same games that he does. He plays Valorant, or I think he's playing. What's the game he was playing last time? Apex Legends. He's playing that. I don't play that game. I'm usually a Street Fighter 6 guy, and I don't think he plays Street Fighter 6. When you played Street Fighter last time, I beat his ass, and when I played the game he played more, he beat my ass. So it was kind of like even. It's very hard to see who's a better gamer unless they both play the same game and have the same. It's like me versus what's the gentleman's name? Kenny Omega. Like when I played him, we played the same game and he has way more hours than I do in Street Fighter 6. And so he had more of an understanding of how the game worked and the footsies and frame data and all that shit. Where now if we played, now that I understand frame data, now it would be an even playing field because everybody like all the pros are like, oh, DJ doesn't understand frame data. Like his offense is way better than Kenny Omega, but he understands the frame data. So DJ's always going to be, he can't win. It's going to be a lot harder for him to win. So, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll have Max Holloway back on because he's getting ready to fight here potentially, depending on when we drop this. So we'll see. But all in all, I think it was a great podcast with Ninja. I truly enjoyed it. I always love talking to my gamers, man. And I know the fans out there who know me for my mixed martial arts, I love talking to people who also share the same passion as me. I mean, you look at the Asmongold MIGHTYcast. That thing blew Nate Diaz podcast out the water because he has such a massive community.
Yeah, not to date this, but Asmongold, as of recording this, I don't know when we're going to drop the Ninja Pod, but as of recording this, Asmon is, I believe, a top 3 most watched MIGHTYcast of all time. So that's crazy. I mean, I would thank you I want to give it to our fans being there, supporting us all the way. Because I thought, we're going from, I think it was back-to-back weeks, right? Nate Diaz. It could not have been more polar opposites, but to see that audience, you guys came, you supported the pod, so I thought that was really cool to see.
And I always say this, gaming is way bigger than mixed martial arts. It just is, because in the gaming community, when they had Dota 2 going on during the Olympics, the USA Olympics or America Olympics, whatever you want to call it, gaming had way more viewership than the Olympics at the same time. And the reason why I love gaming more than mixed martial arts is because if you game your whole life like I have, you can have an amazing conversation with somebody. But if you have another person who likes mixed martial arts, who trains mixed martial arts, like me, Michael, me and him, we can't talk about a triangle choke because he doesn't know what a triangle, I mean, he knows what a triangle choke is, but he doesn't know how it's put on there. So we are still passionate about mixed martial arts, but I could probably have a longer conversation with Ninja, even though I never hung out with Ninja, because we play Legend of Legaia and we both have the same, love for the game. Then when me and Michael, it would be very hard to stretch out a conversation and talk about mixed martial arts. That's how I feel. So shout out to the fans for coming to support. And if you guys enjoyed this MIGHTYcast, make sure you guys check out the new Mighty Season 1. Got the Mighty shirt on right now. Michael Wansover is wearing the Void and also the Mighty cap hat. So go over to shopmighty.com or check the link in the description. It will be there as well. Make sure you go get season 1. Season 2 is down the line. I am already visioning season 2. Boys, seasonal drop. Get your new swag, baby. And if you enjoyed this episode of the Mighty Recap, make sure you like, subscribe. Also, hit the bell to know go live and leave a comment, please. I am your host, Demetrious Johnson. That is my co-host, Michael Wansover. We will see you, beautiful people, at the next MIGHTYcast.